How we feeling? How we feeling? Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Yeah, it's a special one. Oh boy, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. Apparently, apparently you're muted. So everything you just said
Okay,
meant absolutely nothing.
that's awesome.
I
love
was just sitting there like
technology.
an idiot saying like, yep, 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 yep.
All right.
All
I'm
right,
so
let's bring it
aggravated
back to the
right
top
now.
here.
I hate
Here we go.
technology.
Really,
All
ready?
right.
Here we go. We're going to start the stream here in 3,
Here
2,
we go. Hold on.
1.
Wait.
Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Let me just
Count it down.
prepare.
Okay, okay.
Our
Here we go.
Father, who art in heaven. All right. So what's up, guys? Welcome in. What a great start to the stream. I fucking love technology. Welcome in, gang. I appreciate y'all for being here. Sorry I was late. I actually just finished recording my first redraft video of the year. You know, it's starting to get to that time when, you know, you're starting to think, oh, I should start releasing some videos on our redraft channel. And that's exactly why I was late, because I just finished recording our first video of the year. That's going to come out next week on your Monday. I would really, really encourage you, if you haven't subscribed over to our redraft channel yet, I'll spam that link in the chat. Go subscribe over there. But what I was saying before
Go ahead.
Streamlabs decided to go, you know, sideways is we're doing a giveaway today. All right. And we don't do this giveaway very often. And it's very rare that we do this type of giveaway. But we felt like today's stream was special. We are giving away an offline team playbook. I need to clarify, offline team playbook, okay?
Offline.
So right now with the demand that we currently have, we just truthfully cannot get you a live team playbook as a giveaway. But we're giving away an offline team playbook in today's stream. All right, if you want one of your teams reviewed by myself, you want a little article written up basically from your boy customized to one of your dynasty teams, what direction we would take, what to do with draft capital or grading your rookie draft and what trades to make, what direction to go, then all you need to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. That's as simple as it gets, and we will give away one of these offline team playbooks. But I will say, like, full transparency, if you don't stick around, like if you enter the giveaway, and you don't stick around to the end after this rookie draft to when we give it away, I'm not going to chase you up on it. Full transparency.
I was chasing you
so
up.
you
That's
have
full
to be here.
transparency.
You have to be present to claim it, all right? So don't enter it and then leave and then be like, oh, well, I didn't know. Okay, so if you're not with us, it's null and void. But we are going to do a real rookie draft today. We appreciate you for being here. And again, all you got to do is like the stream and type LAND into the YouTube chat to be entered to win an offline playbook that we are offering today. This is a real rookie draft. Real money on the line from our golf league. All right. Shout out to everybody in the golf league here. And a little something that we all need to be on the same page with. Code Cinnamon. What does Code Cinnamon mean? That means do not talk about players that haven't been drafted yet. All right. This is a real draft. So imagine you're in a redraft and, you know, you want Saquon Barkley at pick 5 and he's still available. And you know, someone in your draft is like, why is Saquon still there? Why has no one drafted Saquon? You're being that guy in the chat when you talk about players that aren't actually drafted off the board yet. So just keep that in mind. We're talking Code Cinnamon. We are also going to be using the LAND method in today's stream. If you don't know about the LAND method, it is live, action, negotiation, draft. And this is specifically to everyone that we are drafting with. I put a little link to the article here. But there's things that you need to know. Number one, everyone in the golf chat, you need to listen very closely here. You must use you can only use your trade window when you are on the clock. Each person only gets one trade window, so use it wisely. Number 3, this is very important. I need everybody in the golf league to listen up, okay? The time left on your pick is the time left for the new owner after the trade window. If you call your trade window with 10 seconds left on the clock and then you trade that pick away, the new owner will have 10 seconds left on the clock. The new owner will have to have their queue set and ready to go. Auto picks are final. They will not be undone. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be on your toes and ready to go. But that is the land method. That is how we do it, baby. So
that's how we do it.
Let's get to another real rookie draft. And I'll just quickly walk you through our teams. Badaki, walk everyone through your squad here. You're at the 101.
I got nothing. I have literally no one on my team. So let's not even walk through another team that I'm rebuilding. And I actually, once again, it's just a cycle that I love going through. I love rebuilding teams. I love being in this moment where like I can just get new players every single year.
He's an enabler.
It's not about the championship. It's about the road. It's about the road to get there. If we ever get there, the road just gets longer and longer and longer, and that's exactly what I like to do. Okay, so I'm going to.
He loves the idea of maybe building a good team, is what you're saying.
Oh, 100%. That's exactly where I love to be at every point in time. So if I can get as much one-on-one, 1 or 2 as I possibly can, I'm there for it. Send it to me.
Well, let's go ahead and transition. You finished last. I finished first. Yes, your boy was the winner of the golf league. You're looking at the champion. Okay. Funnily enough, we win this league. We call ourselves Tiger Woods because we're in the golf league. But this team is just stacked, y'all. I mean, look at that. I'm gonna gloat for a second. Daniels, Bucky, Ken, Brian Thomas. I drafted him last year in this league when no one wanted him. C.D. Lamb, Trey McBride, Drake London, T. Higgins, Jared Goff. Actually, I didn't draft Brian Thomas. I traded for him. On the bench, we have Rasheed Rice. All right, David Njoku. And we still got some draft picks to play around with. So yeah, I'll flex on him for a second. Shout out to this league.
Him for a second.
You're talking to the league champion here. You better talk nice when you say my name. All right, here we go. Let's start this thing here in 3, 2, 1. Badaki is on the clock at the 101. Real league, real trades, real money
really wonder
on the
what
line.
I'm going to do here. Really wonder what I'm going to do. I just really it's a tough spot, really.
Yeah, Badaki, you can talk people through whatever decisions
have
you're
no
making.
idea.
You had the first 2 picks,
what
actually.
I'm gonna do here. I mean,
Dylan.
What's crazy is that like I was middle of the pack last year. That's what's crazy about it.
Well, you finished last.
I was the year before I was middle of the pack, and then I came here and I finished last and just went to straight rebuild here. I'm just gonna take my time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
Take up your time. What's up? I'll let you explore offers. What's up, Ski? Welcome in, brother. Appreciate you for being here. Kate says Badaki loves burning the buy-ins. What's up, Lazy? What's up, Macy? G Money's here. We've got FRFR Chargers fan. What's up? Yes, this is live.
What's happening, y'all?
Badaki is rebuilding. What's up, Travis? Welcome in. Jake is in the building. Jake is actually the guy that I played in the finals. And it was actually quite funny if you go back and look at that finals last year, because I think I had to start Amir Abdullah, and I thought there was no way I was going to win that championship. Yeah, like Jake had Josh Allen, Bijan, Brown, Nico, Amon-Ra, Bowers, Zay, Neighbors, Mahomes, and I had to start like Amir Abdullah and J.K. Dobbins. I thought I was absolutely toast, but Jaden Daniels 38 bomb, T. Higgins 40 burger. Trey McBride 30 burger, right? And we had a 30 burger from Jared Goff, and we ended up popping off with 234 points. And Jake, I do applaud Jake, because Jake hard rebuilt for like 2 years in this league, and then he built a monster. But his big mistake was trading for Patrick Mahomes from me last year. That trade will probably go down in infamy in this league, where I sent away Mahomes from my team to his. And Jaden Daniels was involved in that. So that was obviously a big point swinger as well throughout the season. But it was a fun year in this league for me. And yeah, I love this team. This is probably one of my favorite teams I have. All right.
I actually don't think I've ever seen this before.
Whoa, what's going on? We've never seen this before. Amarion Hampton?
We've never seen Amarion Hampton at the 101. The fact that whoever has the 102 right now could get Ashton Genty at the 102,
Yeah,
This guy's killing it.
So hold on, before we even go any further, okay? Whoever is at the 102 just got the steal of the century.
Oh
And
my
we
gosh,
just need to
bro.
say that right here, right now.
My
like,
goodness.
what an idiot this guy is for taking a Marion
Oh my
Hampton at the
gosh.
101. What an absolute
Brother.
dumbass.
Whoever traded the 102 to this guy, because I think it's Billy. I think his name's Billy, Kingdom Builder, by the way. Great guy. Billy, you gotta look yourself in the mirror.
It's crazy, Billy. You traded the 102. You could have had Ashton Genty. That's the
You could
crazy
have had
part
Ashton
about
Genty,
this.
Billy. This is what's crazy. Oh yeah, honestly. I'm just gonna bask in the ambience here. The fact that I'm gonna have a huge value, and I can think about this in a year from now. And be like, I can't believe I got this guy at the 102.
People are saying to lock you up. Honestly, they should actually lock Badaki up. This might be the first time we've seen this in the draft.
It's because I'm black. I get it.
It's because you're black. No, it's not because you're black. Oh my gosh.
Messing up the ADP. Yeah, 100%. All right, I'm not gonna waste anyone's time here. Let's go for it. Ashton Genty.
Wow, what a steal.
I mean,
Big congrats
goodness.
whoever just made that pick. Oh wait, it was Badaki. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there you go.
Hell yeah, Badaki on his Adam Silver tip. Let's go. Talk me up, huh? Talk me up.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Kyle says this is why the ADP is so bad. Oh. What's up, Chargers fan? I don't have first in the draft. I'm over here at the edge, brother. But I do have the 111, the 212, and the 412. And I got the money from winning the league and, you know, the respect of all my peers. So who wins to you guys? I don't know. Yeah, you tell me.
All right, now Steel Bomb is on the clock here. If I'm not mistaken, Tiz just traded out of that 103. Tiz has the 103, 104, not just now, but
Yes.
Probably a couple, maybe 20, 30 minutes before the draft started. There was a massive trade that went down. So Steel Mob is on the clock. He has the 103.
So yeah, let's look at that trade real quick. So this is the trade that went down. Steel Mob gets the 103, a second and 27, and the 302. And it looks like Tizbomb gets the 105, the 209, and the 205. So essentially, it's a trade back 2 spots. Tiz gets the 209 instead of the 302, so moves up a couple spots there, and then pretty much a second swap there. Doesn't seem like this is a very impactful deal either way, I guess.
Tiz is kind of controlling the draft here. He has 3 first-round picks. And then he has 1, 2, 3, 4 second-round picks.
Oh my gosh! I just realized Tiz has all his draft picks.
With 4 second-round picks, or third-round picks as well. So Tiz has a lot here. I'm wondering. Now he's putting the pressure on Steel Mob, and Steel Mob. I mean, he makes this trade up. He's here with us, but you would imagine he's trading up because he was hoping. Was he hoping for one of these running backs to be there? He's taking his time right now at the 103. Maybe he's just basking in the ambience, just like I was.
Sometimes you gotta bask all up in it, you know?
Yeah. Punch him, Josh.
Sometimes you gotta bask in your own ambience. Am I right? Right, guys? Nothing wrong with a little basking.
Nothing wrong with a little basking.
If you guys don't know, at the beginning of the stream, we mentioned that we are doing a giveaway today. It's a big one. We're giving away an offline team playbook. All right. You get a customized game plan, customized review. Basically, I write up an article about your Dynasty team. I tell you what I would do with it. And that is the playbook. It will be sent to you based off one of your Dynasty teams. All you got to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. Those are the 2 simple ways that you can enter today's giveaway. And I will say again, if you're not going to stay till the end of the rookie draft for the giveaway, I'm not going to chase you up. It's going to be null and void. All right. Just full transparency. This is a big one. This is going to cost us a lot of time and effort to put a team playbook in. I mean, look at the queue right now. Okay. Look at the queue right now. So just full transparency. If you're not going to stay to the end of the rookie draft for this giveaway, I'm not going to chase you up on it, but we are going to offer that to anyone who's willing to stay and like the stream and type a LAND into the chat. That's as simple as it gets. The giveaway are for the people, by the way. So, you know, it doesn't matter if on the Flock site you're using the promo code Flock. you can still enter our giveaways we do on our streams. We want these giveaways to be for you guys, for the people. So that's exactly what we're doing here. Yeah, so Tizbomb makes his picks, and he, makes them confidently. I like it. So he goes Henderson, Judkins, McMillan, and now Badaki is up on the clock. Remember, he had Hampton, Genty, and I think Tiz is in the chat here. He says, I blew up a decent team last year. That's how we got here. So, yeah, he blew the team up, and that's where he is.
Yeah.
Style says it's that time of the year when we talk about when Dak brought in a co-manager a couple years ago while Zach and Badaki sleeping, and we overruled and made him leave. Yes, that was actually hilarious. I don't know if you remember. Well, actually, shout out to Seven Goat Rings if he's ever going to watch this. He used to be, how do I say, like, this league, it really is a family, this league, I would say, because this league, of any league that we've ever been in, Badaki, had more controversy when it started. Like, the first year of this league, the amount of owners in this league that would just go after each other's necks, you and I would just kind of watch and be like, I don't know how long this is going to last. I honestly don't know. And then it kind of turned into like a mutual respect between everyone. And they would, like, we'd be sleeping and they'd be having conversations in the first year. We wake up to just like 100 messages of people just like going at each other's throat. And, and then eventually it just turned to like a mutual respect for everyone. And yeah, like around this time last year, I think Dak brought in a co-manager, but we've been very strict on not allowing co-managers in these leagues, just simply because, you're kind of in a league with us, and it's more about having that connection where you're supporting us and you're a part of a league with us, right? So
I want to call my trade window really fast.
Okay. Badaki's going to call his trade window. So first trade window of the day by Daniel Cuckoo Badaki. But anyway, yeah, we honestly, like, full transparency, I can say this now because this league is very good, but we were not sure how long this league was going to last because, yeah, I mean, Seven Goat Rings, if you're out there, I love you, but bro, at one point we were like, this guy is just turning everyone against each other. Like, everyone is just, so, but yeah, it's a great league. I love this league. And yeah, I mean, while we're waiting, Badaki's on the, has his trade window going, I'll just gloat a little bit more. Yeah, we got Jaden Daniels. Yeah, we got Bucky Irving, Ken Walker, Brian Thomas, CeeDee Lamb, Trey McBride, Drake London, T. Higgins, Jared Goff. And on the bench, we got Richie Rich, Rashee Rice, Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison is an afterthought on this team right now. David Njoku. All right. I mean, talk nice to me. This is one of my favorite teams for sure. But appreciate y'all for being here with us. Billy was involved, but Billy's always I feel like Billy's more the peacemaker.
Yeah, Billy's always in there.
JT says, funny story, the guy that Dak brought in is actually awesome. He runs my Devi IDP league. Shout out to Dynasty Day Trader. Yeah, I have no doubt that he is actually a really, really good dude. And I feel bad, but yeah, we just these specific leagues, we really want it to be like a connection between our community and people who support us. I do think Marshawn Lloyd is a big winner from the draft. He's not talked about enough as a winner after the draft, in my opinion. It was a great running back class. He wasn't able to stay healthy last year. And I think if he can stay healthy, I think there's a role for him in that offense. Now, what is that role? I don't know, but yeah. Matthew says, thanks for shouting out Amir Abdullah. He won me my 14-team chip last year. The amount of leagues I won last year with Amir Abdullah in championship game, it has to be an all-time high for a waiver wire pickup. And it's not like I started him with confidence. I started him because I had no other options. Because so many people were injured in championship week. All right, yep. As Badaki is cooking up some trades here, we have a trade question, some trade questions on the Flock site. Sorry, that that we will answer. If you want to get on the show, I'll put a link in the chat. Nightbot will put a link on the chat that you guys can submit some trade questions through the site if you want to. So let's start with Dynasty Hell here. He submitted a question. He says, this team is pretty complete. Probably an early one. Do I re-roll? So basically, they'd be sending away Quinshon Judkins for an early first in 26. I don't know. I mean, I get that the team is pretty complete. I think Judkins is what you're hoping to get next year, no? With an early first. Like, when I reviewed the 25 class, and let me look at my rankings, because it's been a long time since I think about the 26 class, but I did rank them after doing a lot of research for a video. But I think I would have had Judkins. And
all right, you can put Billy back on the clock. All right, you can put them back on the clock because the trade's been done.
Okay, 1 second. I think I would have put Judkins and Jeremiah Smith close. I would have preferred Jeremiah Smith. So, like, unless you can guarantee that's the 101, I'm probably just going to stick with Judkins for now. Full transparency. I think that's kind of Judkins type of player is what you're hoping to get in next year's class. But up to you. It's a smaller league. I would probably lean towards keeping Judkins unless you can get a little bit more there. But that's a close one. So Billy is on the clock. He ended up taking Cam Ward there. And Badaki, you guys got a trade done, I'm assuming. So what was the trade? Why don't you walk us through this?
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry, because you know how Sleeper does that thing where I can't see the trade now, and I have to cancel and close the app and
well,
do
that's
that
okay.
whole
I
thing.
can read it out for you. So it looks like
okay. I sent away. I originally had the 107, sorry, and then I received the 108, 110. I sent away a 26 second, which was Styles, and then my 207.
Okay.
In this year's draft.
So
I moved back a couple spots.
Moves back one spot, gets the 108 and the 110, and yeah, sends away the 207 there. Second, third round pick swap, and yeah, so that is the deal. That is a dealio there. And Billy moves up to one of these last guys in my tier for Cam Ward. What does Billy's team look like, by the way? He definitely needed running back. Right now, Billy's quarterbacks are Spencer Rattler, Daniel Jones, and Sam Howell. So he had a pretty drastic need, I would say. And he also got the last player in a tier. And then you got extra value in it on a team that needs a lot of, not a lot of opportunities. So I think it makes sense there for both of you guys. Nice win-win.
Thank you, sir. How much time I have? 3 minutes. Styles, I'm about to send you a message. Or not Styles, excuse me. Who is it? Kyle, I'm about to send you a message.
People are liking the trade. Yes, the schedule is being released right now. Let's have a look. NFL schedule. Let's see. All right, let's look at the complete slate of week 1 games while we're waiting for Badaki to make this pick or to make a move. So it looks like in week 1 we've got Cowboys, Eagles. I'm guessing that's the kickoff game. That would make sense. Yeah, Cowboys, Eagles. Why Cowboys, Eagles though? That seems. I get like NFC East and stuff, but I mean. Would you not?
Cowboys used to open. Well, they never used to open up, but they used to be like the Sunday night game against the Giants often, and then the Giants went to shit, and it was just a blowout.
Yeah, but I just feel like they could have done so many other things. It's fine. It's just, it's not exactly the blockbuster you were hoping for. Like that year we had Rams, Bills, and they were both super competitive the year before. I'm confused by like the divisional matchup week 1. As like the kickoff to your season. I don't think that game that game doesn't really make me excited the way previous, like, what didn't we have like Chiefs Lions like last year? Was that last year or the year before? What was last year's opening game? This doesn't feel like it has anywhere near the juice of those other games, but maybe that's because I hate both of these teams. I don't know. Then on Friday, wait, what? So on the first week, there's a Friday game. Okay.
Yeah, remember it was the same thing last year when they went to Brazil. Yeah, it was Brazil.
Okay,
Remember?
Chiefs Chargers. So they're really going divisional here in the first round. I didn't think that was week 1 though. Was it week 1 that they did that? Okay. All right, in Brazil. Okay. And then we've got Raiders Pats, Steelers Jets, Dolphins Colts, Cardinals Saints. I haven't seen a single matchup that I'm like, wow, that looks really exciting. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't seen a single matchup so far. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Commanders Giants, easy win for the Commanders, obviously. Panthers Jags, you know everyone's crying for that one. Bengals Browns. So it's, I don't remember us ever starting with like divisional games on week 1. Bucks Falcons, another divisional one. Titans Broncos, boring. 49ers Seahawks is always a good game. Okay, there we go. Lions Packers, that's a divisional game. That'll be exciting. Texans Rams, that should be good. Ravens Bills, that's one of the headliners for sure then. Vikings Bears. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously excited for football, but that just seems very, very interesting to me. So weird week 1, and in my opinion, very weird week 1. I don't think they had many games that I'm super excited about, but
there's some games there. I mean,
it's like
there's a lot of new
there's like
faces,
3
though.
games I can point to that I was like, yeah, that looks like it's going to be a really good game.
I just think there's a lot of new additions to the week 1. Like if you look at each team, there's a lot of things to be excited. At least that's the way I'm thinking about it. Like, you know, week 1 in Brazil, you're gonna see Chargers Chiefs. You're gonna see Trey Harris. You know, we're gonna see Michael Penix going against the Bucs. I don't know. Like I think there's just a lot finally starting in week 1. You don't know who's gonna start for the Browns with Browns and Bengals, and that was an interesting game last time.
Well,
all right, there goes
I won't share my opinions
I don't know, I just
again because I'm now a hater. I think I love divisional games, honestly. I do. I just don't understand why starting off with them. As Caleb Johnson comes off the board here, Badaki, you're back on the clock.
I am back on the clock.
I will only highlight Alex's comment here. It's the only comment that's going to get highlighted because he said Zach is right. The schedule does blow. So that's the only one I'll highlight today. I'm just kidding. But I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor. Hit that like button to show some love. And while you're at it, you can enter today's giveaway. We're giving away a team playbook. All right. We are giving away a playbook. It's offline only. Okay. But it is a free review of one of your Dynasty teams. All you got to do is type land into the YouTube chat and like the stream. That's as simple as it is. What's up, Joshua? Welcome in, my friend. Appreciate you for being here. I'll take all the glaze I can get. I'll take all the glaze I can get.
Okay.
Badaki, back on the clock here. He started his draft with Hampton, Ginty, Egbuka.
All right, you know what? Let's go with... Just trying to think of what I should do here.
Kyle says, Kyle's asking if you want Chase back. What was that trade? What was that Jamar Chase trade? I can't remember.
It was like three or four first round picks. I think one of them included, if I'm not mistaken, Billy's, which became the 102. I had the 106, and then I think I got a future 2026 pick, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't remember. And there was also picks from last year. I mean, unless it was the last year's pick. I think that's where I got like Bo Nix. I actually don't remember, but it was multiple firsts. But I sold Jamar Chase because like all I had was the only player that I had was Jamar Chase. And I needed to rebuild this team because I had nothing. But at the time, Kyle wanted to give me only 2 firsts, and I was like, dude, I need to have more than that.
It was 3 firsts and something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Zachary. And obviously, look, I am a biased person here in saying this, but I think Eagles Commanders would have been way more interesting to kick the season off if you're going to do the whole divisional thing. Like, these are the teams that were in the NFC Championship game. And that seems way more intriguing to me. But I guess I understand it from like a the Cowboys are America's team. They're really not. Everyone in America hates the Cowboys outside of Dallas. But I guess they'll sell the most. All right. Anyone know who's on the clock? I can tell you. It's the champion. The champion's on the clock. All right. The champion of the Golf League 2024 is on the clock. I just want to let you guys know I'm here. I'm logged in. I'm checked in. And this pick is on the block. All right. I'm not going to call my trade window. Fielding all offers, though. And if I get an offer that I like, I will explore it. But this pick is on the block. And I'm willing, I'm open, I'm ready to hear any offers that may or may not come through.
Cinnamon. Yeah, Daniel. Giants do have, according to a lot of reports, we have the hardest schedule, which is classic. But that's okay. So I start off this draft here. Marion Hampton. I got a massive steal with Ashton Genty at the 102 there. I mean, I don't think anyone has gotten that ever in a draft so far, especially in one of our follower leagues. I originally had the 107, traded back, got the 108 and the 110 as well. Once again, just rebuilding this whole teams here. So my team right now, once these guys are added, and I still have the 201, Bo Nix, Ashton Genty, Marion Hampton with the Mika and Buka. I don't even have another wide receiver. Maybe I'll get another one here at the 201 or another position. I'm trying to even see who I can even put. I had Tank Dell. I literally have no one on this team. So Emeka and Book will be my wide receiver 2. Then I have Colston Loveland. And then no one at the flex. And my Bryce Young as my other quarterback there. So the building blocks are stacking. And I have 1 first and 26 and 2 and 27 and 2 26 seconds next year. So you'll see me in the rebuild mode next year again with this team. The Knicks are down by, what's it, 2-5, it's down by 7. Math was hard there. Jalen just pulled up and missed the 3. Slow it down, boys. Come on. We got to close it out here. We don't want to go to a game. Oh, and that's a foul. You kidding me? Anyways. Yeah, I'll be there. And I'll have Ashton, Omarion, and Jeremiah. And I'll see you there. And we're going to continue to build. But this is the first part here. It also depends on who I'm going to get here at the 201, which would be significant potentially. Or maybe I can trade back. I was really trying to get some more. I'll be honest with you guys. Me and Tisbon, which I'm pretty sure is JT, we had a massive trade on the table, but then I just got blue balls, to be completely honest with you. Like, I was going to give up my 101, my 102,
well,
my 107 at the time.
You actually gave him blue balls. I think that should be
sure
clarified.
I gave him blue balls. I when I say I got blue balls, maybe I got scared. Not blue balls. Maybe the term blue balls was wrong. I pussied out, essentially. Sorry, family-friendly stream. I got really scared, and I didn't have the cojones to do that trade. But it was like the one I was gonna send the 101, the 102, the 107, and then we kind of just would have just flipped picks. But I didn't think that was smart for my team. Then I thought the first round running back hit rate value was just too significant for me at the time. Cold feet is the right word. Yes, the right term. Zach has a minute here on the clock. And then he's obviously going to make a pick. He's currently probably in chats with people here.
Yeah, I'm in chats. I mean, look, there's been some interesting offers. There's not been any offers that have been egregious.
I'll literally change right now, Kyle.
By any means.
I'm going to change that right now.
Okay, let's see. What's this offer? Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, it's not looking good for the Knicks.
How are you guys down? Jason Tatum just went out for the year. I'm gonna grab RJ Harvey. I think he's the perfect fit for this team. Really, like, again, I know I'm gloating a lot, but when I look at this team, the only area that I thought I could improve. Look, I can improve if I tier up in different places, but running back was a place I wanted to improve. Harvey was always my target, so it kind of worked out well. I was going to need a good offer. But without Bucky or Ken, I can't really rely on Benson or Dobbins. I'd love for Benson to step up, but I feel like RJ is actually kind of... It's perfect. He's right in this pocket from a value perspective for me, and he's kind of also filling a major need, so I don't feel like I'm reaching, and I also feel like I'm adding a necessary piece to try and go back-to-back. By the way, we found the trade. So it looks like you sent Chase away for, it was a first, Lazy Bones first, the 111 and the 108 is what it ended up being. Where did Lazy Bones finish? He finished at the 108. So it ended up being...
it was that was in 2024 though, so that was last year's. So I got a first in that last year.
Oh, okay, right.
And then two future first, and I think I ended up getting Bo Nix in that one.
Right. No, that makes sense. All right, Kyle's calling the trade window here. So let's put Kyle, his trade window has begun. This is, WG, you actually just described this stream entirely. This entire stream, I'm just going to remind you guys how good my team is. Haas, that's kind of what I meant. Like, it's in the value pocket. As in, I value him right in this pocket. That's kind of what I was saying, right? But Josh says, not a football question. What we all think of the hit king being allowed back in basketball after he passed away? What is this in reference to?
What is that? Well, I have no idea.
I don't know what that means.
What do you think about the hit king being allowed back in baseball after he passed
baseball.
away?
Oh, I don't know anything about baseball, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know what the hit king is.
All
I do is baseball. No, I just watch playoffs.
I sometimes don't even watch the playoffs.
People are saying Pete Rose.
Okay, yeah, I know who Pete Rose is. I know he did something illegal, but like, again, full transparency, I don't know nothing about baseball. It's just one of those sports I really struggled to get into. I know they changed the rules. Maybe I should rewatch it after they've changed these rules up. But, yeah, I don't know. I just never got there with baseball. I know it's America's game, but... So what did Pete Rose do? Someone remind me. I guess I could just chat GPT this. If I could spell. MLB removes Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson from ban list. Oh, so they gambled on games. So they gambled on games.
Right.
And they threw them to make money? Is that right? In 1988 was banned baseball for life due to allegations of betting on... Okay. Right. While managing... Yeah. I kind of don't understand... I kind of don't understand how you would let someone who did that back, to be honest. I feel like if you're ever caught in a position of power and you're betting on games and deciding the outcome, I don't understand why there would be any grace. Like, you know, grace is a person, like, you made a mistake, but you're going to have to live with the consequences of your mistake, and the consequences should have been you're banned for life. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. Full transparency. So, yeah. They acquitted him in court. Well, clearly I don't know enough about what I'm talking about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what any of that means, but
Oh wait, so he's not alive anymore?
wait, so they put him back, but he's dead? Well, I don't really care then. Why does it matter? Respectfully, like, why does that matter to this guy that has died? Like, probably when did he die? Just recently, or has he been dead for a while?
I don't know. 1 minute left here on the trade window for Kyle. We got some trade questions I can get to here. Big Bishop with a trade question. It looks like he is wanting to send away Olave, Golden, and Andrews for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he also messaged me yesterday on Discord. Let me look at that message real fast. He said, let me add context. He wants Olave in either Loveland or Golden plus a late first. It's a 0.5 Titan premium, trying to add Andrews. Yeah, like looking at your team. Did you link your team here? Let's see. You can definitely move Andrews because you don't need Andrews. With Loveland, Ingram, that's a great combo there. And then if you move Olave and Golden, then you're going to have a wide receiver room of Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Metcalf, Evans, Cup. It's a 12-team start 10, so you would be starting Hurts, Mahomes, Bijan, Jacobs. I got to put you back on the clock here, Kyle. Okay, yeah, right. So your starting lineup would be Hurts, Mahomes, Bijan, Jacobs, Jefferson, Amon-Ra. Let's just say Loveland for now, and then you need to start 3 more names, which would probably be Metcalf, McCaffrey, Evans. If you make this move, your depth is going to be absolutely shot. You have to recognize that. Look, I think this is one of those strange situations where I definitely think Amon-Ra is worth this, no doubt about it. But full transparency, I do also feel like your team is really going to struggle with depth and any injuries if you make a move like this as well. Like you're one injury away from having to decide if you're going to start Brashard Smith or Pat Bryant. That's a difficult place to be in. I guess you could still say Evan Ingram, but you also don't have any first in 26. I guess if you make a move like this, you can always tear down from Amon-Ra if you need to grab depth, but that would be my answer. If you think you can stomach the depth, I'm actually fine with it. But overall, I think it's a pretty fair ask for Amon-Ra St. Brown. As Jackson Dart was the pick here from Kyle at pick number 12. He ended it up with Caleb Johnson and Jackson Dart. Funnily enough, Kyle and I were just in a Devy draft with each other, and we both took Harvey and Johnson in that Devy draft as well. Harvey and Johnson. So you'll see me here. I traded back from the 104, ended up with Harvey at the 107, and Kyle also took Caleb Johnson in that draft. So funnily enough, this looks very similar to a draft that Kyle and I were just in, but it was a Devy draft. As Badaki's on the clock here.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. I don't know. I don't like. You guys are saying words and you're saying stuff. I don't know what any of it means from baseball. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I like going to a baseball game. I love the atmosphere of being at a baseball game. And yeah, like totally. I like that a lot. But I don't really watch it on purpose outside of maybe the World Series or something. What's up, Michael? Welcome in. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. If you don't know, you can enter today's giveaway, which is a free offline team playbook. A free offline team playbook is what we're doing for today's giveaway. All you got to do is type land into the chat, like the stream, and you also have to stick around to the end. All right, we're not going to follow you up. Full transparency, not going to follow you up. If you're not going to stay here for a giveaway, then we're not going to follow you up for it, okay? But it's a pretty great giveaway today, I'd say. As Badaki goes, Matthew Golden there. And now Tiz is up on the clock. Tiz,
back to back there.
I'll be interested, Tiz, in sending you an offer after this pick. So just so you know, take a mental note, the 203. I'll send you an offer for the 203. Depending on what kind of happens here. Tiz calls this trade window.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and start that.
Myself, which I haven't done.
Can't upgrade it to a live one, and again, the reason is just because we're trying to do the best to give you guys great value in these giveaways and do things creatively, but also just full transparency with the look. I'll say if you submit like a $20 super message, yes, we'll let it go live, but to give away a free team playbook right now with the demand that we have is kind of tough. So I'll say that. Like if you go above and beyond, then sure. D1 and only here with the trade question. He says stick with upside of blue or take a shot on 2 guys. And so basically, should he keep Jaden Blue or take a shot on Devin Neal and Kyle Williams? I will say I have I will say I have Blue and Williams in the same exact tier. So I don't have a strong opinion on this one. Because I like if we were in a draft and I could trade back from like Jaden Blue and land Kyle Williams, I would be very happy to do so. So I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. I do have Blue and Kyle Williams in the same exact tiers for me in a rookie draft. I don't know that Devin Neal is really the piece that I would be like wanting to get in return. I mean, let me see if there's something else that is maybe a little more interesting. Like, I'd be curious if you could turn this into like, can you turn Keon into something?
I don't know if you realize what's happening, but these people haven't been drafted.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. I'll just say one more thing here. If you can turn like Keon into Ricky Pearsall, that's a more interesting 2-for-2 for me. But either way, I'm pretty fine with it if you like Devin Neal. And I apologize to the entire chat for doing Cinnamon. I'm just out here trying to, be a man of the people. I'm trying to answer people's questions, and then, I obviously put myself in a difficult position there, so that's on me.
Yeah, it's all good. All good. You do you, man.
And while Tiz is still got his trade window open, and I apologize, Tiz, I was interested in trading for the next pick at the 203, depending on how this goes. Yeah, that's on me. I've said before, I got to take accountability. Okay, he says 202 is Tyler Warren, the 203 is on the block. All right, I'll send you an offer then.
Didn't. He's really wanting to get this done.
Yeah, I might be out at that price. Got to put you back on the clock there, Tiz.
Back on the clock. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, you plenty of time. 3 minutes. I thought you had a little bit less. Tiz, I might send you something. Hold on. All right, Tiz. I just sent you something. Can do something else as well.
Kyle, I want Burrow and Chase. He said, surely someone must want Burrow and Chase. I do.
You want to sell Burrow and Chase? You just got him. You got him for like a year, 2 years. Now you gonna sell him? Don't sell him. Sell him back to me. I'll give you my 201. Let's see what Tiz does here. He must be talking to, unless he sent me something.
Yeah, I don't think I can match the value he wants for the 203, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah. That was similar.
Yeah. I definitely wanted the 203, but I can't pay the asking price. So I'm out. But I respect it. As Tyler Warren is the pick made here at the 202. Am I am I actually muted, or no, he's just trolling? No, I take absolutely no stock in a team that did not feature their wide receiver in Jayden Reed, telling Jayden Reed he's the wide receiver one. I'm sorry, before they drafted a first-round wide receiver, they didn't even feature this guy, and now the report comes out. Hey, don't worry, you're a wide receiver one. Sure. Okay,
Nah, man,
Sure.
you should definitely
We should definitely take stock in that. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, let's see. This is controlling here, so he's taking his time, wheeling and dealing. Billy at the 204, who has Cam Ward, and the 207. If a specific person falls to 207, I'll be kind of upset, but at the same time, I kind of like that I got some first round value. The Boston, all they do is shoot. Hey, I mean,
They shoot a lot. They shoot a
like
lot. Yeah.
they're like massive. Like all they do is they try to shoot threes, and then if they're hot and they shoot threes, they're just crazy leads.
Yeah.
But like,
They
is
shoot a
that like
ton of
something that they've
threes.
done
It's a
all
strategy from them.
like all season?
It's a little bit of the adaptation of what the Rockets did back with the James Harden days. But
Right. So
the goal is to
but
have like a couple dominant drivers and a bunch of people around them that can shoot, and then play great defense and just hope that you kind of shoot the lights out of the game, basically.
yeah, because
But
that's essentially what they've been doing. But like they always give it up in the fourth because like all the Knicks do. The problem is, I don't know about any other team, but the problem with all the other team is that like they then try to shoot threes to then try and catch up, and they don't have those shooters. I'm assuming that's what happens.
yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like that's what the Knicks try and do sometimes. Like they always try and then try and shoot and then answer those threes, and then they don't. But then they'll make every layup.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really
Guys,
interesting.
if you are watching this and you want to get a little more active with us and actually draft some rookies yourself, I am going to jump into a fast draft tourney myself. If you don't know what fast draft is, as Luther Burden comes off the board there, fast draft is a best ball style tourney where they have an origins tourney, which is a rookie only best ball style. If you have never done that, you can download the Fast Draft app, use a promo code LAND at sign up. We're going to match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish that first contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report. I'm going to send you my season rankings completely free. And if you're a member on the Flock site with the promo code LAND, DM me when you sign up and I'll send you a free trade question voucher. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into one right now. And also, by the way, oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, here we go. Also wanted to say, if you are, I'm killing the stream right now. If you are wanting to get into a group chat with me, I send out a message every time I'm about to jump into a tournament. So if you want to jump into that group chat with me, we've got about 10 people in it right now or something around that. Then all you got to do is DM me on Discord and type Fast Draft Chat, and I will add you to a group chat so we can draft together on the app. As it looks like we're actually about to get into a draft right now. But check out the link I put in the chat there. It's the second link on our link tree where you can join us over here on the Fast Draft app. Again, use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That's 10 free entries to this Origins tourney, a rookie-only best ball style tournament. Where the only question you have to ask is who's going to score the most points in 2025. You don't have to think about being patient. I think these Origin tourneys are a great indication of people's true beliefs of a player in year number one. And that is one of the reasons that I love kind of drafting in these tournaments, because we're not talking about, oh, well, we can be patient. We can wait on Luther Bird and we can wait on Jackson Dart. The question is basically it's making you decide exactly what your belief is in these players in the first year. As I'm actually on the clock here, we had Cam Ward go 1, then Genty Hampton, and someone has true belief in that, because this is a tourney where you're actually putting money on the line. I am gonna get some more exposure of T-Mac here. I got a lot of exposure of Travis Hunter already, so I'll start with some T-Mac. Looks like Badaki's at the 5. We got Sparrow in here with us. Proper's in the building. But yeah, so definitely come draft with us. Maybe you can't get into a league, but maybe you can draft with us over in the Fast Draft app. And again, DM me on Discord if you want to get into the group chat where I message people when we can draft all together. But that is happening in the background if you guys want to join. Wow. RJ Harvey just went ahead of Judkins and Henderson in this fast draft tourney.
Gosh.
Michael's in with us. You love to see it. All right, Luther Burden goes off the board. Definitely was the player that I was targeting. Just couldn't pay the price. And then Trey Harris comes off the board there at the 204. Scatterboo at the 205. And I will say, Dak, I'm going to send you an offer here.
I just sent you a trade.
Well,
Okay.
Billy, I'm going to send you an offer.
Gosh, this is GG's.
Billy, I'm going to send you an offer here.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
All right, Billy, I just sent you an offer there. As we wait on that, just a little update here. It looks like Badaki was able to take Travis Hunter in round 1 here on the Origins tourney. And just so you guys know how it went, again, the only question you have to ask is who's going to score the most points here in year number 1.
I definitely don't want that.
Every pick that you make, that is the question that you're asking yourself. And the ADP is quite reflective of that. I'll get some Colson Loveland here. But T-Mac went at the 104, then Hunter, Harvey before the Ohio State running backs, Caleb, Golden, Egbuka, Warren. Shuck went at the 203 because people know he's going to start this year, so why not take a shot on him? Then Higgins, Scatterboo, Harris, Loveland. So these tourneys are a little bit different, obviously, than a rookie draft. People are more open to, kind of taking a shot on a player that isn't... they don't have to be patient with, if that makes sense.
Don't worry, Styles.
No worries, Styles. Appreciate you, man. Billy, check your DMs, brother. I'm trying to get a deal done with you. Jake says, I actually like Harvey better in fast draft. Better offense means higher ceiling. As looks like Badaki is on the clock here. Ooh, I like that pick, Badaki.
Talk to me, Billy.
I like that pick. Ooh, my guy is here.
Get your guy, man.
It's hard because you don't want to overexpose yourself, but you also just feel like it's always a good value the further down the board that you get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you always want to be careful. Like, I don't want to overexpose, but at the same time, I don't know. I like your start, though, over here.
Mine specifically?
Yeah, I like your start a lot in this tourney. I kind of wish I had that start myself. Just going to show you guys my next pick here. Oh, my gosh. Team 1 is going all quarterback. Oh, my goodness. What is happening?
I had a draft like that. Not with Jackson Dart specifically. But I had... I actually can't talk about these guys as much as I want to, but I had something similar.
This is hilarious right now.
Talk to me, Billy.
All right, back over here in our league drafts.
He must have a queue because he's not.
Yeah, I don't think Billy's active, unfortunately.
I saw his name pop up a couple times.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I just want to say, if he accepts my trade in the last second, I do have a queue.
I have a queue as well.
Prompted. So if that person is not that gets drafted that's not on my queue, then I will be putting a formal complaint into the Fantasyland
Yeah.
complaint section.
Talk to HR.
Just want to make that very clear here.
Talk to HR, man.
Down by, what is this? Math is hard. Down by 18 here. I think it's possible. We've seen it before. Baby girl, Steel Mom.
Have a good night,
I'm
man.
gonna send you. I'm gonna send you a message.
Billy lets the timer go all the way out. Steel Mob, I'm gonna send you an offer.
I'm about to send you a message right here, Steel Mom. No, don't listen to him. Listen to mine, man.
Billy lets the timer go out and just doesn't reply to either of our trades. Man, come on, Billy. We need you, bro.
I'm about to send you a banger.
Steel Mob, his offer is gonna be dog shit. I promise you.
I just sent you one. He called his trade window.
Steel Mob is calling his trade window. Well, so his trade window has begun.
Baby girl, when you see it, did your ass in the floor?
What?
What? What's that song? Baby girl.
Let me see you do that dance. Let me see you twirl.
Talk to me, Steel.
Steel,
talk to me. Please. That's actually a huge steal. That's a huge steal for you.
That's how you know it's just not a good trade, is it? All right, you're on the clock here in FastDraft, by the way.
Oh, shit. I thought you got scared. All right, let's see what I got here. Did my guy go off the board? Yeah, he did. That was crazy. All right, let's see who we got here. Let's get some of this guy. I haven't gotten him in a draft before.
Okay. And you notice we're still code word sentiment here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be respectful.
Yep. Still code word sentiment. All right, we're doing our best here.
You got blocked.
Again, though, if you guys want to join us on these Fast Draft tourneys, it is very, very simple, guys. You just got to download the app, Fast Draft app. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. You'll get your deposit matched up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first contest, I'm gonna send you my rookie report. I'm gonna send you my 2025 rookie cheat or my season cheat sheet, completely free. So check out the link in the link tree. It's the second link there to join us. As I'm about to make actually my last pick over there. So let me make my last pick, and then I'll probably jump into another tourney if we got people who want to play another one on stream. I like the can't say words. Can't say words. Ooh, that's a good pick, Proper. Okay. I have no stock of this guy, so YOLO. Just an absolute YOLO from me. Has Still Mob replied to you?
Either confirm or deny. Me did I?
I feel like for four spots, I'm offering a pretty good offer here, but you know, I actually just realized that. Let me go through my drafts because I think I have RJ Harvey in every league except for one. That could be wrong, but let me see. And again, just going to let you guys know, I am, and Badaki I assume is going to as well. I am jumping into another Origins tourney over here on the Fast Draft app. Again, You can use code LAND at sign up, get your deposit matched up to $50. There's 4 spots remaining if you want to jump in with us and draft some rookies together in a best ball style tourney. You draft 6 rookies, and the top 4 get played each week. And the only question you're asking is, who is going to score the most points in year number 1?
Yeah, I'm in. We got 4 spots there. I've done what I can do. You know?
Oh, actually, there's no spots left. We did just get into a tourney. Sorry, guys, if you were wanting to join us.
Can you remind us who's all with us? I know, like, Spoiled Milk is with us, Proper is with us, Tex Cajun.
Cajun's here. We know Proper, Spoiled.
I think Lucky Left is also part of the community.
Sure,
I could be very wrong.
I started. I'm starting at the 109, but I'm just gonna quickly go to the other screen while I negotiate this trade offer.
Yeah, I'm at the 104. Steal my response here.
Yeah, I'm out. So you guys should figure something out then.
ABC says I'm Lucky Left. Okay, awesome. Tex is in, which is awesome as well. Alright, I'm about to be on the clock here.
Padaki is on the clock in the Origins tourney.
You know what? I'm going to continue. I don't have much of Travis Hunter, so I would continue that.
So it looks like Proper goes Genty, then Ward, Hampton, Hunter, McMillan off the board. I used to, it's funny, like before the draft, I really loved the back end of the draft. But then the landing spots of where all these guys went just made it so confusing. And now I'm actually not the biggest fan of the back end of the board. But Henderson comes off the board. Then we get Harvey. And I'm imagining Judkins is next. Yeah, and like it does make sense to go Caleb here. Actually, I think I have an idea that I want to explore there. Let's see what Lucky does. He's got back-to-back picks. Again, the only question you're asking here is who's going to score the most points as a rookie? That's the only question you have to ask. We don't have to think about 2026. It's a 2025 season best ball style tourney. $25,000 prize pool. Trey Harris, okay. Yeah, I like this. I wanted to get a little more Jaden Higgins here. So we'll start Caleb and Jaden. Honestly, doesn't feel like a very strong start. I do think the top 8 is kind of in a higher tier for me in these fast draft tourneys. So kind of do prefer to be in that top 8 of this tournament. But I still think you can build out a nice team. How long has it been? Because I swear I put the trade window on for Steel Mob. And it didn't start, so
I have no idea.
You said talk to me. You said that 7 minutes ago. I'm gonna assume that his trade window's up, so I'm gonna put him back on the clock. That's my bad.
To be on the clock here. Or I am on the clock. Okay. Switch it up. Have a lot of Colson Loveland already. I'll send you something else, Steel.
Lucky Left on the clock here. Oh, nice pick. I'll take some more Tyler though. Or some more Jack.
I'm gonna just send you a bunch, all right? Steel, you let me know. I just need one more. And then this is, you can choose out of any of those. But if not, it's all good.
He says drafting from the New York City subway right now. That's funny.
I love that. Oh, brother, I just can't.
What's up, Steven?
Yeah.
Are we going to get, he says, are we going to get early 26, 27 class breakdowns? Need to know your thought on Jacoby Lane.
I can do that for this deal. That's probably the best I can do.
I have already released a video actually on the 26 class. I'm not the biggest fan of the class, I'll be honest, but if you want to watch that, I already break down the 26 class in this video here. So you can go check that out. I do think Jeremiah Love is probably going to be the headliner. I mean, Arch Manning may or may not declare. I don't think it's as like set in stone as other people are saying it is, that he's going to come out this year, but I think there's a lot of incentive for him not to come out, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that video is out there. Steel Mob is still on the clock here, but the timer is going down very soon. And we've got people telling us where they're drafting from. It looks like Dak is drafting from a river in Chicago.
Oh gosh, he sent me a counter. I didn't even see it.
So Kyle Williams and Jack Besh come off the board there. And now Jamar's on the clock here at the 2:10. And this is Jamar's first pick of the evening. TX says, with NIL, top tier talent could stay through their senior year more often moving forward. Yeah, I definitely agree that it's a possibility. I mean, I originally thought Trayvon Henderson made the wrong move by going back to college as a running back, because you typically want those young running backs, but clearly he didn't. So that might translate more. I mean, maybe that's a reason why you're seeing Nick Singleton come back. I didn't think he was a top 5 running back in the class, but you know, maybe that gives him more confidence to do so. And you know, even to name what's the quarterback from Penn State? I'm having a brain fart.
Drew Aller?
Yeah, even Drew Aller coming back. Like, Drew Aller probably, like, if Jackson Dart ended up as a first-round pick, I think Drew Aller probably would end up being a first-round pick if he declared. But he has that confidence to come back for another senior year. As Mason Taylor is the pick. Mason Taylor is the pick. Who won the toilet bowl? I feel like I just put it in the sleeper chat before.
I think you said it was Breyer.
It's Breyer, right?
Breyer.
Yeah, Breyer. Breyer was the one who won the toilet bowl there. All right, here is the squad I ended up with over on the FastDraft tourney. I like it. look at it. Let it bask in all of its glory. I'm going to get 2-time points on Mr. Caleb Johnson. See what Jaden Higgins can do in Houston. But I am going to jump into another Origins tourney here if you want to join me. Would love to have you join us over here on the Origins tourney. You could download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. And then you're going to get some sign-up bonuses via email, like my cheat sheet and my rookie report. And if you're a member on the Flock site, a free trade question voucher as well, as there's one spot remaining here now. TX says, in FastDraft, can you change the boosters on the players? Yes, I actually realized recently you can change boosters all the way up until September. So I actually went to all of my old tourneys before the draft, and I changed around where those boosters ended up. So it looks like I am at the 104 in this one. Badaki didn't even get in. You're too slow. Badaki was too slow to get into this one, unfortunately.
I'm in trying to deal here with Steel Mob. Sorry.
That's okay.
Still in this draft, unlike others, unlike the champion.
Yeah, no, I am the champion of this league. I'm glad that you reminded everyone that it had been almost an hour since someone talked about how I had won this.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be the one to bring it right back.
I actually do appreciate you just reminding people how important it is that we all are on the same page and we all remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there you go. Congratulate him in the chat. Congratulate me for getting Ashton Genty at the 102.
You guys want to actually congratulate me because I'm about to get Marion Hampton at the 104 in an Origins tourney. We're about to build a monster. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy. How'd that happen?
Y'all done messed up. Well, Cam Ward makes sense, I guess. You know, in a best ball tourney for only 2025. But
talk to me, Steele.
I'll keep you guys updated on that. So how do you choose who gets the boosters? That's a good question. I'll just show you real quick in case there's anyone out there who might have a similar question. Actually, remind me after this Origins tourney. I'll show you how you can do it. It's actually not that difficult at all. It's pretty easy. How many leagues did I win last year? Oof. I think it was like 6 or something. I know I made the playoffs in I think I made the playoffs in 16 out of 18 leagues across redraft and Dynasty. But I think I only ended up winning like 6. Something like that. So we started with Hampton here at the 104. It looks like we had Warren, Higgins, Igbuka, Harris, Tootin, Scadaboo. And then, yeah, this is interesting because I don't think Dart is going to start for most of the first year. I do think Tyler's going to have to start. So I'll take a shot on Tyler Shuck there. Oh, wow, that's hilarious. He actually was just the pick that was made. And it is now my turn to pick.
You're on the clock. You're on the clock.
I'm willing to trade back here. Willing to hear an offer. I will make a pick with 2 minutes remaining unless there is an offer that is sent through in that time span.
You know what? I'll send you something.
Okay.
You're not gonna like it, but I'll send you something.
Then don't send it to me.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it anyway.
I am not gonna accept any like 2-for-1 deals here.
No, it's 1-for-1, straight up. Straight up, my G.
Okay, what is this?
Straight up, that's your boy.
No. When have I ever liked him? That's your boy. What? I've been saying I don't like him for a long time.
No, that's your boy, man.
Yeah, I really love Jalen Knoll. I think I'm just going to draft Jalen Knoll here. It's close between him and another player. I'm a big Jalen Knoll guy, so I'm just going to draft Jalen Knoll there. I'm not going to make this go any longer than it needs to, but we do need to pause this draft, and Breyer now needs to tell us who he wants so we can give him that with the comp pick, and then Badaki, you'll need to make the graphic for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Brian
got,
doesn't
I just
have
got a
any
couple trade
picks.
offers. I should have been patient.
Brian doesn't have any picks outside of the comp pick. I think he said he was here, right?
Does Brian not have any pick outside the comp pick?
He has the comp pick and the 404, excuse me. But I'm assuming he would have I'm assuming he would have a Q on.
Well, we're just gonna have to give him the player at the top of the queue if he's not with us. That's the way we've done this for years now. If there's a player who has the comp pick but they're not active, so it doesn't really matter if he has a queue. So this is going to be Jalen Milroe if we don't have a reply from him.
This queue up here, and this graphic up.
Michael says they have really good programs these days to help with your addiction. Travis says, was just in my first Origins draft with y'all. How did I do by getting the rookie report? How do I go about getting the rookie report that comes out with Code Land? So we'll get an updated sheet from FastDraft from Matt Kelly. We'll get an updated sheet by well, what is it now? It's Thursday our time, so in the next couple of days, and then we will send out an email early next week. Travis, an email early next week will give you the most updated rookie report, as well as the cheat sheet for 2025. So, yeah, whatever email you use to sign up, expect an email from us early next week, my friend. And also, you can DM me on Discord, and I'll give you a free trade question voucher on the side as well as a thank you for signing up. All right, we're just going to have to give Breyer the top player in ADP. That's Jalen Milroe, okay? We've waited. I don't think he's with us. He only had the 404, so I imagine he was happy with whatever. I'll show you guys exactly how I do this, by the way. So in case you guys are curious, if you want to include the comp pick yourself, all you got to do is go commish. You have to be the commish to do it. Then you go roster and picks. I'm going to Breyer here, add player. And then you type in the player. It's going to be Milroe for him because he's not replying. You add the player. The player is now added. And then now all you have to do is refresh the draft board for everyone. Everyone on their side refreshes the draft board, right? And then Jalen Milroe will no longer be available in the queue. So let's just quickly do that. And then I'll set the clock to 3 minutes as well. And we are good to go. Jalen Milroe no longer available. And I am still code cinnamon here. But I'll show you guys my next pick here. Let's see. Ooh, I definitely want to draft some of him. Went pretty quarterback heavy in this one, actually.
Just making this graphic really fast now that I have some time. I know I'm on the clock.
TX, yeah. If you guys are just joining us and you see Hampton at the 101, Badaki was just trolling us. All right, he had both of those picks. That's why Hampton and Genty are.
I just think Genty was a great value there. Whoever got him at the 102, I mean, really just won this draft. That's how you have to look at it.
Silly.
That's how you have to look at it, man. Incredible value. Okay.
Yep. So Badaki is on the clock here, by the way. He's got a minute and a half left.
Yes. Yeah, I'm chilling. I have Jalen Milroe's off the board there. Let me refresh. I'm looking at.
Does anybody know who won this league? Yeah, I mean Shane just asked. Anybody know who won the golf league?
I think the guy with the little sausage dog on his head. I think that guy. Who's that guy?
Well, I mean, you're actually specifically referring to me, so that wasn't
Oh,
very. That wasn't very. If you guys see the hat, all right. Shout out to Bean, but that wasn't very discreet, was it?
Didn't really know. Yeah. Maybe I'm a dog.
All right, I'll show you guys how to edit your boosters. By the way, Loki, I don't really want you guys to edit your boosters, but this is the squad that I ended up with here in this latest tourney. Feel pretty good about it, honestly. Lots of upside there. But to edit your boosters, you'll go to Portfolio. And then, so for example, if I go to the Origins Chaos one, and I go to Teams, you can see all the teams that you've drafted, and you can edit the boosters there. You see that Edit Boosters button? So that's where you can edit them. And you basically just slide them, and you can do that all the way up until September, apparently. I'm going to jump into another one here. If you guys want to join us, I'll put a link in the chat for you, but just download the FastDraft app, use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. You'll get about 10 free Origins drafts on us when you submit $50 and get it matched. And yeah, we're loving it. We're doing it all the time. I'm constantly in drafts offline as well. Like if I go on the toilet, that's the thing about the fast draft. Like if I'm just chilling on the toilet, I'm like, what do I do? Just jump into a fast draft. It's only it's like a 5 to 10 minute draft anyway. So, and it's also a good timer because scientists say you shouldn't be on the toilet longer than 5 minutes anyway. So by the time you finish the fast draft, you're like, all right, I should definitely get off the toilet by this point, The only thing that would make you want to move boosters around is if like you feel more confident in a play. Let's say you drafted a player in round 3 that you're now more confident that you drafted in round 2. You can go around and kind of change that up should you choose to. As I just jumped into another one here, and I'm currently at the 105, and Badaki did get in this one. He's at the 104. But yeah, the only reason you would do that again is if you wanted. Let's say I took a player in round 5 and they're actually, Kyle Williams, for example, before the draft was a very low ADP player.
Look at me getting. I mean, let's just pause really fast. I'm really sorry. I know somebody got a Marion Hampton at the 104 last time.
Yeah,
but I just got a Marion Hampton.
Terrible pick. Just such a bad pick at the 104.
Wow.
You just ruined all your chances of winning. I'll take Travis Hunter here at the 105. But yeah, so Kyle Williams, for example, was someone that was really low in Origins ADP, which is why we loved drafting even before the draft because you get so many players at really great discounts. But he was like a 5th round ADP, and then obviously now you can move him up, if you want to, for example. So yeah, Chase says I want fast draft. What state are you in, by the way? Aaron says scientists are nerds. Kyle says scientists are wrong about the toilet time. Take your time. No need to rush. The feet start to fall asleep and it's time to be done. So Kyle's barometer is when the feet start to go numb. I love it. As we get a nice little run here. Blue goes off the board. Alec A.O. Manor goes off the board. Dylan Sampson now gone as well. And then Terrence Ferguson. So we're getting a nice little run here. Alex says, I don't get off the toilet until I'm yelled at from the other room. Mike says, I don't even stop the car when I drop the kids off at the pool. My gosh. Evie says, me and Matt are in a fight because Fast Draft isn't in Michigan yet. Jacob says, Fast Draft isn't in my state. What state are you guys in? Because I have some good news for certain states.
Yeah, we'd love to know. Okay, can we get just a geolocation of everyone? Just put in the chat right now.
Where's let's all do a big old find my friends, and we'll just let everyone know where your location is. Not New York, but we're close. I can tell you Pennsylvania is the closest. Like literally any day by now, Pennsylvania could be approved. And the thing is, when Pennsylvania and New York are improved, from what we've heard, it's like a domino effect. Like a whole bunch of the rest of these states get approved as well. So, but I know Pennsylvania is coming very, 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 very soon. Michigan is stubborn, man. Michigan is so stubborn. So they're a tough nut to crack. But we're gonna get into Michigan for sure. We'll get into
I'm
Michigan.
on the clock. Didn't even realize I shouldn't have taken that player. I shouldn't have taken him.
Badaki, so you're saying you messed up in FastDraft?
Yeah, I didn't want to take that player. I wanted Tyler Shuck. That's what I wanted.
So you took Loveland at the 207, yeah.
Yeah. I made it the first player I sold because I had like 5 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. Also, I also love that the whole third round reversal thing because it feels like such a cheat code to start like Ginty, Cam, Hampton, Tet, or it's the back end of the board is so tough. So I like the third round reversal. I think it's really, really smart. It's tough to start a draft at the 110 in this tourney right now. As Jalen Royals was picked, by the way, at the 305.
Are you actually in Australia? Triple bogey. We'll love to know who's in Australia. Have a little Australian meetup.
Yeah, that would be fun. Actually,
that would probably be like two people and Zach and I. Just, we'd love to meet you, but it's a bit too intimate.
Well, the thing about DraftKings is like, the thing about FastDraft is that it is a true fantasy app. We don't have pick'ems necessarily. It's a true fantasy app, so that is beneficial in some ways. Y'all are never going to believe what I just did in the FastDraft tourney. Code Cinnamon. I'm not going to say anything.
No, that's actually super annoying.
Code Cinnamon. I'm not. Is that who you wanted?
Yeah, dude, that's super annoying. I was happy with just to come back around and take him. Okay, that's fine. We'll take this guy who hasn't been spoken about.
TX says, I love FastDraft because I don't own my draft picks for the next 2 years in my Dynasty League, so I get some rookie action still. I love that. Oh, that's funny. Aaron, I don't know the answer to this, but you can try if you want. I don't know the answer to the question, but I mean, doesn't hurt to try, does it? All right, we get Sanders coming off the board and Elijah Arroyo. I think Elijah Arroyo is a huge steal there, in my humble opinion. I think you got a great pick, Tiz. Really love that selection from you, my friend. Jared says, I will literally drive down to Portland 2 hours to get a couple slow drafts going. I love it. Well, that's actually, there's a feature on the FastDraft app called Turbo Mode. And basically, it allows you to set your own rankings in the app. And then you can decide, let's say you're traveling and you're in an airport where you can play. You can then decide, how many drafts you want to get in. If you want to jump into an Origins tourney, if you want to jump into a Flex 4 for the 2025 season. You can kind of have your rankings draft for you. Let's say you only have 10 minutes and you're about to board a plane. Well, you can use as many drafts as you want with your own rankings. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know we're not going to advise you to use a VPN. We haven't used the VPN, obviously, but it would be interesting. I think they kind of have that cracked down, but
look, legally, I can't advise you to find a way to get into the app and have fun. So legally, I will not advise you to have fun and find a way to have fun and get into the app and have fun and draft with us. So legally, I can't say if you should or should not. Just want to make that very clear. Legally, I can't.
Legally he can, but what I can say is this is fun, so you should do whatever you possibly can to get into this mug, Make sure you use promo code.
Charquest Hunter off the board. I like the Hunter pick. Mike says, what states are good just for research purposes? I can tell you that right now we are good to go in a lot of states. Honestly, the vast majority of states. I can tell you guys that Pennsylvania is on the cusp, as well as all of Canada outside of Ontario. Those two places are on the cusp, and apparently that is like a trigger for a New York, and then some of these other states. But there's a ton of states currently that are in the clear. So I'll leave that here, and you can choose a state you want to travel to. Mike says, no shit, I just went on vacation in my New Hampshire summer house.
Oh gosh, I just got auto picks, completely forgot.
Let's see here. I mean, we got people loving Origins tourneys today. We've been jumping in nonstop. I like this little squad we built up here. Got one more pick to make. I got my eye on some people. I love how it shows you your exposure while you're in the ADP. It kind of helps you make some difficult decisions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you took him. I keep drafting this play. This might be my highest exposed player. I want to get a little unique, but yeah, I'm going to keep going there. This has been one of the longer mid-second round to mid-third rounds we've had in our leagues, I'd say. Styles does have his Q set, so he should go on auto.
I'm just talking to Joe on the back end, trying to make sure our user can get something.
Yep. Pat Bryant comes off the board there. I like the pick. Then Woody Marks. Woody Marks was an absolute steal in my rankings based off the available players. Then we get Jordan James. We're going quick here. Jordan James and Harold Fannin all off the board. As Badaki is back on the clock, and while he's making his pick, this is the squad that we ended up with over here. Pretty happy with this. Anytime I start with Travis Hunter, I'm loving it. But I am going to try and get into another one here if anybody wants to join.
Yeah,
and again, if you haven't drafted with us yet, you're missing out for sure. Download the FastDraft app on any platform. Use our promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. And when you finish your first contest, that's 10 free drafts, by the way, we're going to send you our rookie report and our season rankings completely free. We send those emails out once a week. It's at the beginning of each week. So if you've just signed up, that'll be there soon. And then DM me on Discord if you sign up. I'm going to give you a free trade question voucher. Wow, we just keep jumping straight into draft after draft right now.
And that's what you want to see here, ladies and gentlemen.
Spot.
I'm at the 7 spot here.
So I'll wait for my pick. As we do see Mr. Dylan Gabriel off the board and Brashard Smith. I like both of those picks. Yes, and by the way, it's FR saying I'm winning this giveaway. If you don't know, we are doing a giveaway on today's stream. We don't often do this, but we are giving away an offline team playbook. All right, it is an offline team playbook, but if you want basically a customized review, game plan for your offseason, it's an article that I pretty much write up for you. All you got to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat and like the stream. We'll give that away right after this real rookie draft, okay? And Billy's on the clock here as Gabriel and Smith went off the board in
I got Quinn Sean, that's the
latest
107.
So this is what I'm talking about. I feel like the 9 spot is so tough. Yeah, I'll go Caleb again, but I really want to be in that top 8 personally. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I have a lot more confidence in RJ Harvey year one than I do Caleb Johnson from like a PPR perspective. This is PPR format. I do think Jalen Warren's still going to be pretty involved through the air, but I still like Caleb for sure. As Leadhead here at the 10 spot starts Golden, and then what are they going to do? Let's see. Golden and who? What are you going to do?
Oh boy. Well, he goes Golden, then Ibuka.
Golden and Ibuka. I already just started Caleb Jaden in a recent draft, so I'll switch this up. I'll get a little unique here. We'll grab Tyler Shuck at the 202. And again, would never take him this high in a Dynasty rookie draft, right? Never would consider it. But the reality is, in this tournament, the only thing you have to ask yourself is who has the chance to score the most points in year number one. And we know quarterbacks typically score more points than other positions. So even if he's dog shit, I'm willing to take a chance on it here, shooting for upside in a best ball style tournament like this, you know.
Yeah, that's who I've been trying to get in every second round. There is Tyler Shook, especially with the conversations, not conversations, but with the news of Derek Carr not going. I think I don't see how he doesn't start every single game of the season, personally.
Right.
Obviously, you probably see Spence just to see what they have. I know Spencer. I mean, you're gonna sit Tyler Shuck and then have Spencer Rattler start a game. I mean, come on. I think he's gonna have that whole window there for him, specifically in 2025. That's why I think he might be even worth going higher than the Caleb's. Really, specifically Caleb's and Ibuka. I think the conversation is he can go at the 110 there if you really want to take that
in this specific Origins tourney, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Like we would never consider that. I mean, based off all the historical hit rates. But see, this 100%. Is the benefit of being at the end of the board. I do get the 302. It's a third round reversal. And like I always feel like getting Jack Besh in round 3 feels like a cheat code to me. So I almost feel like if you switched Besh's and Shuck's 80 draft pick there, like where they're selected, it kind of feels like just as even, if that makes sense. But you started Judkins and Warren. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, I think quarterback, once again, is pretty big. I like taking shots on these quarterbacks. I'll go Jalen Milroe here. Once again, I'm a big believer that, like, if Sam Darnold, if the Seahawks are like, 2-5, 2-6, middle of the season, why not throw Milroe in there, see what he has?
Yeah. Bobby says download FastDraft, not in Indiana yet. Yes, but hopefully it will be soon. And if you ever, traveling to a different state, you can play at any point as well then. So keep that in mind. TX says, do you think he can not only get packages but take snaps from Darnold? I think Darnold's a clear starter unless he falls off, in my opinion. Unless he completely shits the bed, I think he's the clear starter. As Will Howard came off the board here, by the way. Still Mob on the clock. Good draft from Still Mob. Went Hunter, Besh, Shuck, and Alec A.O. Manor so far.
Pat Bryant, I think Pat Bryant's also good. Where did Pat Bryant? Okay, he did go off the board at the 3-9. I was like, did Pat Bryant go off the board?
Yeah, he's drafted.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I love Pat Bryant in the fast draft tourney too.
Yeah, me too. I think it's always great value there. All right, and I'll take Elijah Royal here.
Okay, Arroyo and Giddens come off the board. Yeah, and this is where I'll take a shot on Dylan because he's already off the board in our real draft.
Yeah,
I mean, why not?
He's gonna get a shot. Exactly. I like that too. I like Let me see if there's another guy here. Yes, I'm gonna take another one here. I'll tell you who. Maybe he doesn't go off the board. Maybe I can get a little sneaky here. All right. Will Howard, he's also off the
Yeah,
board.
I like
I
that.
think it's also a really good one here in Fast Draft. I mean, once again, how do you not see him at least starting 4 to 5 games
Well,
potentially this season?
if
Unless
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers,
is there, right?
if Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign,
Yeah,
that's the only way, right?
yeah.
Which at the moment, all signs are pointing to Aaron Rodgers most likely is going to sign, but still is taking a shot here, specifically
It's a
on
sixth
Fast
round.
Draft at the 505.
Fifth round, right? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Matt says this is a Jaden Higgins episode. It may be. It may just be. As Savion Williams off the board there to steal mob, and now Dak is on the clock. And he is active. I see him active. He's in the middle of the Chicago River, and this man is active, making some picks. I mean, that is dedication. I love to see that from Dak.
Yeah, he's on the boat. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat, and it's going fast, and... I don't even know the player that Crop Top just drafted in Fast Draft. I've never even heard of this player's name before. Who the hell is Tommy Mellett? Is that a real person? I've never even heard of that name before.
No idea.
That's got to be a made-up name. What are you doing here? Last pick for you. Actually, some of these words you can't say.
Some of these words I can't say, so I am just going to go. Oh shit! I didn't realize how much little time I had.
Yep, that's why we call it Fast Draft. You gotta be ready. Okay, last pick for me. Ooh, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab Arian Smith. I've heard some stuff out of camp. Shit, sorry. But anyway, that's probably the last one we'll do tonight. But again, if you guys ever want to join us, we are constantly jumping into tourneys. You can download the Fast Draft app. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free Origin tourney drafts on us. And link is in the pinned comment, or it's actually in the chat right now. It's in the description, but it's the second link in the link tree. My gosh.
We're still in this draft here. I didn't even realize. I thought that draft was also this draft also ended.
Nope, we get Taj Brooks and Ollie Gordon off the board. Mike says, I'm going to be drafting hard from New Hampshire once I'm in. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Tommy's a do-it-all guy. Who is Tommy? It's Malot. It's Malot. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, no idea. I was just talking to Joe, one of the devs, just getting some stuff done.
What are you guys talking about? I feel,
I'll catch you up, but we're trying to get some stuff done for a couple of one of the users.
Okay.
Just confirming one of the users is a user promo code. And by the way, guys, we should definitely do the giveaway for the Bronx League or the Brooklyn League today.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Well, maybe you should announce that in the announcements tab, because that's the big league, right?
This is the big league. We can do that now.
Okay, so he's going to be like, the Mellet guy is going to be apparently the next Taysom Hill convert, is what everyone's saying. Yeah, never heard of him.
Announce the big Brooklyn League now. You gonna do that now?
Right after the draft, we'll give away the playbook, and then we'll do that afterwards.
Okay.
He's 6 foot, and he's gonna play tight end. I think he's gonna play fullback, guys. As Giddens and Monangai come off the board. Definitely was hoping to grab Kyle there with my last pick.
Yeah, so all the leagues are filled. Manhattan, Bronx, and Queens have all filled. I'm still waiting on one player or one person to confirm for the Manhattan, which we are in talks. We were just trying to get him reconfirmed on the back end there. So now that that's confirmed, all the leagues are going to be filled. So keep in mind, you guys have to have the promo code LAND. Guys have to have used the promo code LAND with us on the Flock Fantasy website. And I'll send that link.
And you have to be
that
an annual
sign up here.
Mother Flocker member with the promo code
Yeah,
LAND.
an annual Mother Flocker, exactly. So I'll send that link here in the chat. It doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot, but even though, and that is the link to that. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee you a spot, but once again, we don't do this for a lot of people, right? So this is the first time in 3 years we're starting new leagues, and we want to have you guys, our community, be a part of that, not just respectfully some random people that pop in every couple times because you can easily just jump out. Which we still love your support, but we also want to reward the people that are supporting us and keep the lights on here. But yes, if you guys want to sign up for that and you have used a promo code LAND, doesn't guarantee you a spot, but it puts you into that raffle. But keep in mind, if you're saying, oh man, I have to sign up for this and it doesn't even guarantee a spot, what it does get you is a free team review, right? What it does get you is access to the site, not only from Zach and I's rankings, specifically Zach's rankings, but everyone else is on the site, right? You get the articles.
Yeah, you get the free team playbook when you become an annual Mother Flocker member
Yeah,
with code LAND.
rookie draft guide, like so much is on that site, not just including an opportunity for you to get on.
All right, there is one player that I am consistently drafting. Actually, there's one player that I'm consistently picking up off the waiver wire because I don't have a lot of 4th-round picks in drafts this year. But almost every time our waiver wire runs, I'm picking up one guy. I'm spending a lot of my fab on him. I think, oddly enough, I feel like because of his name, he's actually being more disrespected than most running backs this year. I mean, he goes round 4. Is that right? Let me double check that again. I'm pretty sure he goes round 4, Trevor Etienne, to the Carolina Panthers. And if you think about it, we're drafting Cam Scatterbo in the 2nd round. We're drafting Bashul Tootin in the 2nd round. These guys all went within like 10 picks of each other. And I keep getting Trevor Etienne basically for free off the waiver wire every single time we open the waiver wire in our leagues. But now I will spend 0 fab on him. He will be my last pick. He's actually my 33rd ranked player in rookie drafts this year. And I think his name value is actually pulling down his ADP right now in rookie drafts because people like Travis Etienne is washed or whatever, and his little brother is not as good, and that's true that his little brother isn't as good. But round 4 pick, I know Rico Dotto is there. I get that. I know Jonathan Brooks. I know Chuba, but I mean, we're talking about a guy that you can take in the 4th round. It just seems like a no-brainer to me to make him one of your taxi squad players. So that's what I'm going to do there. Shout out to everybody in the golf league. Appreciate y'all big time. Had a lot of fun in this league last year, and I know that we're going to continue to do it. I need to drop one player, and I'll have to make that decision probably offline. But I said it before. I'll say it again. I'm willing to sell Braylon Allen for a 3rd. So y'all can hit me up if that interests you. But yeah,
it was fun.
Should we do this? Should we do this giveaway?
Yes, let's do this giveaway. I'm about to send a message to all those guys. Going to announce the Big Brooklyn League now. To the land of the Flockers.
Well, we're gonna do the playbook giveaway first, okay? So
yeah, do the playbook giveaway, and then I'm just gonna send a message.
This is your last chance to get a free offline. I will be very specific here. Offline team playbook. All right. All you got to do is like the stream and type land into the YouTube chat. We don't give these away very often, and it's very rare that we do this. So this is a rare chance to get a free offline playbook. So that's what we're going to do here now. Okay, I'm going to give you guys one final shot to get your entries in. We have 100 entries right now. 100 entries. And now 101. And I will give you the next 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, all the entries now.
Here we go.
It's been capped. We had 106 or something.
Gosh, 106 offline entries. Playbook. That's crazy. Once again, just before you spin this, if you guys have just have entered, we're not going to follow up on you. You're going to have to put your Discord or way to contact you in the chat.
Yes.
And if you don't, and if you're not there, then
unlucky. I mean, we're giving away a very popular product right now, so you're going to have to put some effort in by simply being here on the stream, okay? Booty Clap King, definitely saw your name somewhere. Where is it?
Booty Clap.
You're right there, brother. All right. Over 100 entries for an offline playbook. And we're spinning the wheel here.
Here we go.
And the winner is officially, it's going to be one name, and that one name will live in infamy, and that name is officially Jaden. Just Jaden. That's it. No last name. Do we have a Jaden in the chat? Do we have a Jaden in the YouTube chat?
I wonder if Jaden
Jaydin. Where are you, Mr. Jaden? Not with an E in, an I in. It's like the Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams on the Thunder. It's Jaden, not Jalen. Are you here with us, Jaden? We will give you about 5 minutes to reply. And if you're not here with us, we are going to re-roll. Okay? And you won't be eligible to come back and claim it later. You know, we were very clear for this giveaway that you have to stay to the very end. You have to be present in the chat. Otherwise, we're not going to follow up on you, and you will basically null and void your giveaway. So we're going to wait for Jaden. We're going to see if he's going to reply. And if he doesn't reply, then we are going to re-roll within the next 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and get to the next giveaway that you're doing for the Big Money League. And
yes, this is the Big Money League.
This was this is the Brooklyn League, and if you wanted to enter you had to, you know, follow the steps here in the Discord. But yeah,
this guy just missed out on a huge opportunity. I'm telling you right now.
Who?
Jaden.
Oh right, Jaden. Yeah.
Jaden,
if you're not gonna be around here, bro, you're gonna void your giveaway here. We're not gonna follow up, and we're not gonna double up on this giveaway. So we'll wait to hear from him. But we're gonna draw 9 names for this Brooklyn League.
The Brooklyn League. This is the big league, the $150 league here. Okay, and obviously that draft is gonna be in. You guys have. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's June 20 something. I have to double check that date, but you guys know $150 league, the biggest pot so far, the biggest league pot we also have. So this is a pretty big one, the first of many, or not many, but just the first in general. But yeah, let's do it.
And if you are already selected for a different league, you're not going to be able to join eligible for this league. Okay.
Yeah. So if there's doubles, we can just. I think I did that already, but if not,
and
it's okay.
I'm also gonna have ChatGPT remove any double names, remove any entries that were doubled. Only have one name. You know. Here we go. Let's get ChatGPT to help us out here. Okay. So whoever Astro Vibes is, I appreciate you, but you submitted yourself like 11 times.
Yeah, that's one of the guys I was trying to, which I've been talks with him. He signed up. He used a free account, but he didn't use the promo code LAN. Or he did use the promo code LAN, excuse me.
But he's
But
not actually a member.
he's not actually a
Okay.
member.
Well, then he's not gonna win anyway. If
He's not going to win. And
we'll
once
leave it
again,
there.
yeah, we can leave it there because I'll give him the opportunity to then sign up if he actually wanted to, because we kind of have been in talks.
All right. Hold on. Let me copy this into Messenger. Here we go. Okay. There's going to be a space in between, so there's a 50% chance that this is a re-roll, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's spaces in between. That's totally fine.
Hold on, no. Here, let me just fix that. Let me take the time to fix it.
I already see a couple like doubles, not doubles, but people that I really
There's
want,
not double
but,
names in here, but you're saying guys that already are in a league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which then we can take out and
they won't be eligible.
Yeah, which is totally fine. It's a lot of opportunities for people as well, which is awesome.
Okay, here we go.
There's not that many people signed up for
9.
the 100. This is probably the best one for best odds for a lot of people because not that many people signed up specifically for the $150 league because of how big the buy-in is. A lot of people like to keep it smaller, but once again, we're still going to roll.
It's a big
so higher
buy-in.
chances.
It's a Brooklyn league, and let's go ahead and we're raffling off 9 names, right?
9, correct.
All right, here we go. First name for the Big Money Brooklyn League. It goes to Dash Pack. Shout out to Dash Pack. You are our first winner here. Where is Dash at? Where you at, Mr. Dash? Dash. All right, so Dash is number 1. We got 8 more spots left. Second winner to get into this league. Your name is, it looks like, Frodo. Frodo is our second winner here. So that is now 2 out of 9. Now number 3 out of 9. Here we go. 3 out of 9 for the Big Brooklyn League.
Come on, speak into existence, guys. Right here, right now. You gotta manifest it.
Is Halgoat. Is Halgoat in a different league? That sounds familiar.
Halgoat 72. Let me just double check. Halgoat. No, he hasn't been chosen.
Okay, so that is number 3 out of 9. Halgoat 72. All right, here we go. Number 4 out of 9. The next spot is going to, it looks like Raw. Is Raw not in another league? I swear Raw is already in a league.
Let's see, Raw. Hold on, don't chime away from that as of yet. Because I want to make sure I write that name down. No, not in the Badaki follower leagues. Let me just check the other league. But no, he's not.
Okay, so Raw is in there like swimwear, as well as Halgoat. We'll remove Halgoat here. We'll remove Raw. Okay. So how many is that now?
What's that?
Is that 4?
That was 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is 5 out of 9.
More.
The 5th person to join the Brooklyn League. Their name is Fu Manchu. Wow.
Hold on. FUMANCHEU.
Fu Manchu, you are in there like swimwear, my friend.
Okay, here we go. Congratulations.
This is 6 out of 9.
6.
All right.
Yeah, 6 out of 9.
Number 6 out of 9 in the Big Brooklyn League is officially going to. Oh my God, that's so close. It looks like TX Cajun is the one who's actually getting in there. And he hasn't. I don't think he's been in the league yet, right?
No, hold on. Let me just double check that.
In the Badaki leagues.
I'm just running. I am 3, 6, 8, 9. I'm just double checking this on both ends. TX Cajun. He said, "Give it to me, baby. He's here." Hey, TX Cajun, since you are here and you won and you haven't joined any other league, send me a message on Discord. I'm pretty sure you know how to get in or get in contact with me. But yes,
All right.
continue.
TX is in. What are we giving off? 3 more spots, or is it 2 more spots?
Yes, I think it is 3 more spots.
All right, double check that because I don't want to ruin anyone's night.
No, 3 more spots. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 more spots. I have 3 empty spots left.
Okay, here we go. 3 more spots. The first out of the last 3. That name is going to be. It looks like it is Bitspresso.
Hey, Bitspresso. He just did his team review. We did his team review last night. I just sent you that team. Your playbook, excuse me, last night, which is awesome. And now you're here winning a spot.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Underscore
That's awesome.
Bitspresso is in there like swimwear. 2 more spots remaining, yes?
Yes.
All right, 2 more spots remaining for the big $150 league. And it looks like, oh my God, that was so close between Travesty and Casanova, but it looks like Travesty 19. Alec must be Bitspresso, by the way. Alec, I think, I remember Alec, your team playbook, yeah.
Travesty 19. Send me a message. If obviously you guys, since you're here with me, whoever's here and got their name called, if you're here with us, it'll be a lot easier if you can send me a message on Discord right here, right now, and then I'll get you that information after. But if not, I'll still catch up with you. All right, this is the last spot.
This is the last spot, and I actually feel so bad because people are getting so close to being picked, but they're not being picked. All right, the very last spot here. Okay, you ready? Travesty says,
hey,
yo.
Hold on. First of all, let me just say, appreciate you guys signing up. Number 1. Number 2, if you don't get in, that's okay. Can't guarantee anything is going to happen in the future, but we just love your support.
Yes.
Okay. I know you guys want to get into some of these leagues. I know you guys want to play fantasy with us. This is the easiest and fairest way we can do that. Anyways, continue.
All right, here we go. Re-rolling in 3, 2, 1. And the last spot in the Big Dog Brooklyn League goes to, it looks like it's going to be R. Chauncey. Chauncey is the last winner.
Hey, congratulations, Chauncey.
Shout out to R. Chauncey. So R. Chauncey is in there like swimwear. If you didn't make it, I apologize. You didn't make it.
Yeah,
but
Dash Pack, Frodo, Hell Goat, Raw, Fun, Munchump, Tex Cage, and Bitspresso, Travesty, and R. Chauncey are the final 9.
Here's the good news. Hey, so that league is all set. Apologies if you didn't get in it, but here's the good news. Jaden, whoever Jaden is, did not claim his team playbook, so we're going to re-roll. And if Jaden is watching this later, I made it very clear at the point of the stream that if you don't hang around to the end to claim your playbook, it will be null and void. So Jaden no longer is eligible for this this giveaway, okay? We will not give out this playbook to Jaden. I still appreciate you, Jaden. I appreciate you for being here. But the reality is, those were the terms and conditions we laid out. But I appreciate you for being on the stream. We're not going to follow up with people who aren't going to hang around on the stream. But we appreciate you big time, okay? Here we go. Over 100 people signed up for the team playbook, the offline team playbook. And we are re-rolling here. So we've got a new winner. And their name is, I can't even read it right now. That's how many people have signed up. It is Sparrow86. I know Sparrow 86. I didn't know if the Sparrow that we always knew was 86, but it looks like that is Sparrow's. I always recognize Sparrow. I just know if it was 86. Sure, but there goes Sparrow. Sparrow 86 wins
Send us a message,
the
Sparrow.
offline team playbook.
You know how to get in contact with us.
So Sparrow, I can actually probably just give that to you right now. I think I already know what your Flock Fantasy username is.
He said, bro, I'd rather the league. Sorry, brother.
Unlucky, bro.
Oh, gosh. Look, the only thing I can say when it comes down to an opportunity to join the league is that if one of these guys pulls out or is not have the promo code land, then we have to reroll. But that's not guaranteed until I go through all of them. So I will let you guys know, hopefully here soon. But I would imagine all these guys. We only had so far out of the... was 9 times 3 out of the 27 people that just joined some of these new leagues. Only one has pulled out. That's what she said.
Sometimes you got to pull out. But
sometimes you got to pull out.
Appreciate y'all big time, Sparrow. That offline team playbook is in your inbox. We're not gonna really upgrade that. I mean, look, if you donate like a $20 super chat or something, we'll upgrade it for you. But just with the demand that we currently have, we're probably not going to upgrade that. Guys, go subscribe to our redraft channel, Fantasyland Football. First video is coming out there next week. We'd love to have you there. We're now going to transition the stream over to some team playbooks. We're going to answer some trade questions over here on the Flock site, and that is how we're going to end today's stream. Appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. Had a lot of fun in that real league with you, giving away the spots in Badaki's new league. And if you want your team playbook, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you to either become an annual member or to buy one through the Flock store a la carte. Completely up to you. That is now the pinned comment, but we are going to review some teams live. Then those people are going to get their team playbooks, which is a customized game plan for your offseason, what draft capital you should move around, you should keep. We can decide all that. You need to use the promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store, and just choose Zach and Badaki, and make sure you slide that tier up to live if you want it on the live stream. All right, got to move that to the live tier just with the demand that we currently have. I can confirm that we will be reviewing the following teams today, but there is still, you can still submit your teams right now if you want to, but we are definitely going to be reviewing Bobby Cadres.
Bobby.
We're going to be reviewing Fire Fist Pharaoh, Big Laughter, and right now those are the only teams in the rotation. Everyone else is offline, so there's still an opportunity to get a playbook today.
Wait, Fire Fist Pharaohs did another one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah,
You're
he's our top
donator
this month.
Hell yeah. Hey, brother, we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that does it, but that name has popped up, 3 times in the last 24 hours, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let me get some of these chalkboards here set up for you guys.
Totally okay. I'm going to answer some of these trade questions while you do that. Darth Bear is here. He says, this will give me the 104 to the 107. What are your thoughts? So basically, they want to know if they should send away Justin Jefferson for the 104, 105, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I do think that is a pretty fair offer if you think about putting names to that. Let's say that's Travis Hunter, Travion Henderson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. That's a pretty fair offer. Let me look at your team, though. Your team is in a spot where you probably could use an infusion of youth. In a start 10 right now, you only have Caleb, Baker, Walker, Cook, Jefferson, Adunze, McBride, and then you're starting Tyreek, Downs, Mooney. I mean, you could still compete with Jefferson, but I think overall that's a pretty fair offer. What does the chat think of that? It seems like if you are to move off of Justin Jefferson, that seems like a pretty fair deal to get JSN, who's worth at least 2 firsts himself, as well as the 104 and the 105. I think that's a pretty fair deal.
Yeah, looking at it at face value without me knowing the team, I would be okay with that. That 104, 105, sometimes Travis Hunter, Travion Henderson, depending on your team, and this is a start 10. So this is kind of in that middle range. You probably need a little bit more depth instead of having like a superstar name of Justin Jefferson. Once again, not knowing the context of your team, which I'm pretty sure Zach kind of just went through. Taking that face value, I would take Jackson in the 104 and 105. I think that's fair.
I think that's pretty fair. That's, you might be able to get a little more for Jefferson in some leagues, but I think that's probably about face market value. So, and I like the 104 and the 105, so I'm happy with that. We had another trade question come in here from PR_fit, where they are sending away Burrow and Kyron to receive Herbert and Higgins. Yeah, it's an interesting one because Burrow just feels like bust proof for the next 5 years with Burrow and Higgins. I obviously love what the Chargers are doing, but they feel like they want to kind of build a little more around the run in the defense. I do prefer Higgins over Kyron, but I think I prefer, like, the gap between Burrow and Herbert feels a little larger for me than the gap between Kyron and Higgins. Is that crazy to say? Overall, I think it's relatively fair, but I do kind of still lean the Burrow side myself. And also, I don't think your team even needs wide receivers. Like, when I look at your team, if you move on from Kyron, then you're going to add T. Higgins to a wide receiver room that has London, Harrison, Rice, Adunze, Besh, Downs, and Alvin Kamara becomes your RB1 and Woody Marks becomes your RB2 in that scenario. So I think maybe if it made sense for like team construction, but overall, I think I prefer Burrow there. Maybe a counter that we could figure out. Ooh, I actually would love to do like a JJ. Like JJ and Geno's definitely enough for me to make a deal like that. That might be asking too much though, and if that is asking too much, can you do? I almost feel like pivoting from Kamara to Johnson feels like a nice swap as his career is almost over. Not almost. I mean, he could still have a lot of years left, but trying to find a way to get a little younger there maybe helps. Or doing like an Olave, like an Olave down swap also makes sense to me. But if the offer is like the initial one, I would prefer to probably keep Burrow there. Yeah. Especially if it's a super flex league. All right. Shall we get to our first team playbook then?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Bobby. By the way, Badaki, I have a screenshot of his
team. Yeah, I was looking
draft
through those messages.
picks. So I'm going to send it to you on Discord. So you have it.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah, a lot of you guys in the Brooklyn League sending me messages. Thank you guys so much. I'll send you guys all this information after. I see all you guys' messages. Love, which is awesome. You said you sent it to me on...
I'm going to send it to you on Discord.
On Discord? We don't have like our Discord.
Yeah, we've never really messaged each other on Discord, but that's the
on
message
Discord
that's
now.
sent there to you. You should be able to see that.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
Okay, let's do this thing here.
All right, so Bobby Mom.
I'm Bobby Mom.
Appreciate you. That playbook is already made from yesterday. By the way, 373 is his number.
Cool.
Just taking you through this team again. This is a 1 quarterback 10 team start 9, which is our classic middle ground for 1 start. A 1 QB start here. You're currently ranked 2nd out of 10.
Yep.
And let's have a look at this team here. Birmingham Commanders, Lamar Jackson.
Picking from the 106, by the way, he said he missed the playoffs. He says, how do I move forward with this team?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't read the context. You're right. Picking from the 106. Lamar Jackson, Drake May, I think is a good quarterback room, especially in 1 quarterback. Trey Benson, Tyrone Tracy, Travis Etienne with Jalen Warren there. It's not the strongest running back room, but you do have some of those guys that you can lean on there potentially at the 106. At the wide receiver position, you can start up to 5 wide receivers. Chase, Lamb, Nico, London, Rice, Zay are your starting 5 wide receivers with Rice or Zay Flowers on the bench, however way you want to do that. And then Isaiah Likely and Cade all in here. So I think last time we spoke, which we didn't really go through the main pathways, but I'll go straight into some untouchables and some guys I think you should be holding here. I'm in a 1 quarterback league. I'm happy to hold on to Lamar Jackson, Jamar Chase, and CeeDee Lamb. You can even throw Nico Collins to that conversation in a league like this if you really wanted to. So you would have basically like 4 untouchables. Holds, Rashid Rice and Jalen Coker are 2 guys we would like to hold there, and plenty of guys that you can drop if you really wanted to.
I would say Trey Benson's a big hold as well.
Yeah, Trey Benson. You're right. Trey Benson is also a big hold. You probably won't see him on the graphic, but somebody that you can definitely hold. Drops, Trey Palmer, Eric Gray, Cam Akers, Sean Tucker, Jordan Whittington if you wanted to drop him.
I would drop over Tucker, but...
Yeah, Sincere McCormick. There's just a bunch of guys that
Foster
you can
Moreau,
drop. Foster Moreau, Eric All. Yeah,
Plenty
all
of
those
drops.
guys you can drop here to make a little bit more room for your team going into your rookie draft.
Yeah, big time. But it's a good team. I mean, if you think about the starting lineup, Lamar, then the running backs is where we need to figure this out, obviously, in tight end. But, I mean, let's just throw Benson and Tracy in there for now. Then Chase, Lamb, likely, and then you can start 3 receivers in your flex with Collins, London, Rice. I would say this is a very good. It's a good team. The running back room and the tight end room are clear areas of struggle, you could say, but the wide receiver depth is incredibly good. I would kind of put this like B. It feels like B plus to me with that wide receiver room. Either B flat or B plus. But I like it a lot. And as far as draft picks, can you tell us, Johnny, what do your draft picks look like in the future? Do you have all your draft picks in the future? Let us know.
It's a tight end premium as well.
So let's go B
what's
flat.
The premium?
Let's go B flat if it's a premium.
Yeah. What's also the premium as well? He said he has all his picks. Just if it's 0.5, that's fine. But
Okay.
if it's a pretty significant premium, like a full point, I think that's a pretty big tell, especially the way your draft is most likely going to pan out there.
1.5 PPR. So it's a full PPR league, so it's a 0.5 premium.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh wait, is it non PPR? Or is it what is the regular scoring? Is it half PPR? Does that make it a full point premium? Let us know. ESPN doesn't always carry over the settings properly, but we do have access to his draft picks. It is full PPR. Okay. We do have access to his draft picks here, so we'll be able to see that. Yeah, overall team grade, let's say B flat then. Draft capital. Yeah. It looks like no one really trades any of their draft capital in this league.
Yeah, no one looks like they have traded that.
I don't really see anyone who's. Maybe you're not. Are you allowed to trade your picks in this league, Johnny? But are people hesitant? Or are you not allowed to trade your picks? Let us know, because obviously that will determine a little bit about how we review this team. But yeah, I definitely think there's enough here to form a competitive roster. So I'm going to go contend. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm there with you. I mean, especially having the 106 there, having names like Travis Etienne, Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy, those still can play like a RB2 type of role. So
yeah,
I think it's a soft contend. It's not a strong. I guess it's a strong contend with the wide receivers, or just contend. But yeah, I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, definitely want to contend with this one. But he says people are just slow to trade. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, maybe we can try and bring the action, as it were. Is there anything else that we need to discuss? If not, then vamp, because I'm going to put his draft picks on the offline chalkboard, or the chalkboard.
That's good.
So
that is everything here.
Wow, your rookie draft goes 9 rounds?
Gosh, that's
surely
crazy.
Not.
It's 10 rounds.
Are you only drafting rookies?
Let's see. I'm not sure.
It's combined with the free agents. Okay.
Right.
So
interesting. Can you? This might be a bit.
We
difficult,
can see some of the free agents.
Yeah, we can, right? I was gonna say, is there a way that we can figure out who's available?
Like Daniel Jones looks like he's available. That doesn't matter. It doesn't look like there's really any high impact free agents though.
But like, would these free agents be above some of these guys? Like,
I mean, keep in mind, Badaki, that he has Deontay Johnson rostered. He has Sincere McCormick rostered. I don't think the free agents are any good.
So the free agents think, okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure, like, because even if there was like I just think of names like, let's just say there was a Jordan Mason. Is he going to be ranked higher than those rookies? I doubt it.
Right.
So he might be lower, and we wouldn't be able to see it. But I mean, Johnny's saying like free agent. There's nothing on the free agency, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So at the 106, I mean, in an ideal world, it's a 1 quarterback league, so Cam Ward won't bump up any of these names. But in an ideal world, you kind of end up with a Henderson or a Judkins with this team, you know?
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be definitely a need for this team. Then even if you add just one name like Henderson or Judkins, then you can have like one of Benson, Tracy, Etienne, Warren kind of fill that RB2 spot on a week-to-week basis based off matchup or injury ahead of those players. So that would be great. But Hunter McMillan are obviously there. as well at the 206 in a 1 quarterback league. Yeah, I don't think Scattaboo and Tootin are going to be available anymore. But if they are, those would be the preferences, right? One of those two names. But Jalen Noel, Kyle Williams, probably a little bit more realistic. In a tight end premium, these tight ends would make a lot of sense. Jaden Blue is also a name that could potentially be an option. BPA from there on out, you should have if you're a member, you should have access to our rookie report on the
rookie report
site.
and a rookie tear down tool there.
The other option is we can trade for a vet with this 106, right? So, like I'm thinking an Achane, I'm thinking a Bucky Irving, that kind of range. Outside of those two names, I think you just stick and grab a running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of your weakest point right here in tight end, which we'll probably get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, sticking and picking kind of feels like it.
We do have the flexibility to move off of a Zay Flowers and address the running back position. So, for example, if we packaged a Zay Flowers and a Jalen Warren, I'm curious what sort of 2-for-2 we can get with that. And I think that's the first thing that I would like to explore with this team. So why don't we look at the teams that have... let's just go from top to bottom. I want to see some RB-heavy teams. I'll sort by running back strength here. For example, this guy has Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Could you turn Zay Flowers into Breece Hall? In a lot of leagues, you could right now because people are very low on Breece Hall. Could you turn Zay Flowers and Jalen Warren into Breece and Jaden? Maybe if you add a draft pick on there. So if we do like a Breece Hall plus a Jaden Reed, and then I would probably be willing to send like a 2nd round pick in the future to do something like this. What about you?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So that could make a lot of sense. As an idea that still gives you the flexibility for like a desperation play and Reed at your wide receiver spot. But then the combination of Breece and Bucky or Achane or Judkins, Henderson would really give you a starting lineup that we feel good about, you know. But let's keep looking. There could be another team out there that could make sense. Chuba Hubbard, I don't hate. What if we did like a Hubbard Kamara? I think would make sense.
Alvin Kamara. For Zay Flowers.
And Jalen Warren. So that still helps you at flex, but in a different way.
That definitely helps you at flex 100%. And then at that 106, even if you don't get a running back, let's just say Ted McMillan lands there. At least you have Chuba, Alvin, Trey, and you just upgraded your wide receiver with Ted over Zay there. So I think I like that idea as well.
Johnny says, I offered him Zay in a second. He said he didn't want to help competition. Some people are going to be like that. I mean, you can still try and send him this offer. If he's not interested, then you can't force people into doing a deal if they're not open to it, right? So
yeah,
I do think the guy who has Bucky and Achane might be interested in a trade just because he has some needs on his team. This guy has not enough running backs to talk with. The guy who has Chase Brown. Could you do a Chase Brown, Jerry Jeudy? Right? I actually think that's really close in value. Maybe if you can't do it straight up, can you add a future third to get that deal done?
Yeah, I think adding the third. I was going to say, if anything, Chase Brown is, if you think of your rookie draft, Chase Brown, 106, 107. Zay Flowers on a good day is probably 108. You know? So you're really getting a little bit more in Jerry Jeudy.
It depends on people's perception of Chase Brown. Before the draft, you couldn't really get like the 109 for Chase Brown. I guess it just depends on your perception. I'm also open to doing like a 2nd and a 3rd round pick swap. If that's like you've got flexibility there. If you like that, the bones of that deal to negotiate further. But I can recognize it might not be a perfect fit. The guy who has Kyron Williams was instantly the name that came to mind for like a Zay Flowers swap. I don't even mind just doing a Kyron Williams for Zay Flowers swap if you wanted to pursue something simple like that. Now, the issue is the further we get down, the less options these teams have. So you're probably going to need to get a deal done with one of those teams at the top that we mentioned. But those are some really good options, I would say. Now, the tight end spot, I mean, does he have enough just to let it roll? I kind of feel like with likely Ott and Goddard, there's enough there where we can let it roll as much as
I think with Dallas, you would have something, especially in a 0.5.
Maybe in the second round you are actively targeting the Arroyo, Ferguson, Taylors,
yeah, that 206. Or what you can do is potentially trade back and like get some extra capital and get the Taylors. Let's just see. I think Taylor went at the 208 in this draft that we just had in our golf league. Let me just double check that.
So this would be something where like you can trade back from like the 207 to the 212, maybe let's say 210, 8, 9, 10. And you're doing that.
That actually might be the sweet spot for Mason Taylor. Sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you're getting you're getting a 2025 third to do this, to kind of add like a dart piece on top. But maybe when the further you go back, maybe you're asking for a future second. As you go further back, you'll know how far you can kind of push it. But if they don't have a third and 25, maybe you ask for a second and 26. But I think that's kind of the direction I would take this one. I think you're a very good team. And man, to be honest, you guys, 9 rounds is insane. The last thing I'll say here is like the 506, the 606,
I think
706,
you can just add all of those,
the 906
deals.
Honestly, means nothing. So trade them for whatever you can, right? Do you package 3 of these picks to go get an Evan Ingram? Do you package all of them for Evan Ingram? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're going to be drafting players that are working at your local McDonald's. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's, people who work at McDonald's work hard. But they're not NFL players, are they? They're just not NFL caliber players. So I would package as many of those picks, even if I package all of them for a second round pick, an additional second or a third. It's if the waiver wire is terrible and this is all rookies that we're drafting, these picks are genuinely meaningless. So, but let us know if you have any questions, Johnny. If there's anything that we didn't answer well enough, be happy to expand any further. But I like the team and I think you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Once again, let us know if you have any last minute questions. You should be receiving your playbook here within the next 24 hours. I'm going to be knocking out all these playbooks here before I go into surgery tomorrow. So you should be receiving that in the Flock Fantasy message system once again within 24 hours before the live stream tomorrow. You should have that. So appreciate you, Johnny. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, appreciate you big time, my friend. So yours is goods to go, and we appreciate you big time. The next one that we're going to do live, let me double check. Dizzy's is offline. I sent him a message on the Flock side if he wants to upgrade.
It is Pharaoh or
Fire Fist Pharaoh is the next live. And we do still have space for a same-day live review on today's stream if you want to get yours in. Get your playbook after we do the live stream. If you get the live tier, right, you can get all of this by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. And again, if you want it done live and you want the playbook, you just got to move that tier up to the live tier. For annual members, it's $7 for the upgrade. For non-annual members, it's a $10 upgrade. And if you're a member of a different promo code, you can still get a playbook from us through the Flock store. It's just it's the third link that is on the link tree that I'll send out in the chat right now, which is also in the pinned comment. So Fire Fist Pharaoh is next. And let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get down and dirty.
Let's get down and dirty. Hey, thank you so much. I think it's Jay in the YouTube chat here that is with us. This is a 2 quarterback, 12 team start, 9 full PPR here, which means that is a classic meat and potatoes. And Jay is here with us. Awesome. Hey, we appreciate you and your support. He says, want to really lock in my contender status in this league. My picks are the 105, 6, 9, 202, 205, 206, 209, 209. So 679. Really great picks, by the way. Let's go crazy. I appreciate you both. All right, let's have a look at this team here. At the quarterback position, Lamar
Wait,
Jackson,
wait. Is it
brother.
Pharaoh J? Sorry, is that the team name?
Yes, it is
Okay.
Farrell J. Currently ranked fourth out of 12.
Okay, got
Sorry,
it.
yeah, I didn't clarify that. It is Farrell J. Um, at the quarterback position here, Lamar Jackson and brother Bo Nix with Geno Smith. That's a good quarterback room. They're having that older vet guy as your QB3. At the running back position, you got Shayshawn Barkley, David Montgomery, and Aldrich Estime with a 105 and all those first round picks. You're definitely going to be adding some to that roster. At the wide receiver position, excuse me, you can start 4 wide receivers. You're starting 4. Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, and really no one to talk about after that with Dalton Kincaid here as well. This is a smaller league, a smaller lineup, but a larger league, but with a lot of draft capital here that I think maybe we could potentially consolidate some of these picks and see what we can potentially get. But we will have a look at that as Zach is also setting up the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into some admin stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold, I would say Lamar Jackson for sure. In a smaller league like this, I guess we can say Saquon Barkley as well. I'll be okay to hold as an untouchable, excuse me. Holds, we will put names like Dalton Kincaid. Let us know if this is a tight end premium. It doesn't say it is a tight end premium, so we are assuming that it's not. Other names that we can hold, probably say Aldrich Estime. I know we kind of been talking up a lot RJ Harvey, but we just never know what that role is going to look like in that backfield. The names that you can drop, I think you can drop Malik Willis. I think you could drop Trey Palmer. Curtis Samuel, you can drop if you really want to. Malachi Corley. So those are some guys that I will be dropping there.
If you want to, I said this yesterday. I tweeted out that our Dynasty community has a terrible time moving on from roster cloggers. And there's been some very interesting replies, and that was based off the video that I released on Monday. But the reason I say that is because people have been very, very actively telling me that dropping Dontavion Wicks is crazy. They reminded me that he led the Packers in targets, and I reminded them that he was top 3 in drops in the league, and they drafted a wide receiver in round 1. So I'm not surprised at all to see Dontavion Wicks on your waiver wire. I wouldn't pick him up. I think Milton is definitely worth a pickup. I'd probably prefer Milton over Malik Willis at this point. Miles Sanders is a name that you can pick up for sure. No wide receivers that interest me, but those names are definitely worth looking at, in my opinion. Okay, so the starting lineup is fine outside of your flexes, right? So it would be Lamar, Nix, Saquon, Monty, Smith, Metcalf, Kincaid. But then we have to flex. With the flex 2 names, and I have no idea who those 2 names are between Ad and I. There's just no one. But the good news is you have the draft capital to really make some moves with a team like this. And there's no tight end premium. So I think at the 105... we're going to be in a position where, look, you can take pretty much any player, but I think with these 2 picks, like I would love like a Hunter Henderson or something here, or like a Judkins McMillan, like a combination of 2 of these names. I think would be great.
A wide receiver running back really just will solidify that 100%.
I really think that kind of gives you flexibility all the way across your roster because, you're getting a third player and you're staying on the same tier, so you're not reaching for positional need or anything. But you could also make the case, if you wanted to, if you wanted to go double receiver there and you trust Monty enough, there's no issue with that. But then at the 109,
we've seen, the RJs, the Calebs go as high as the R109. I think I just took, if I'm not mistaken, Mika Book at the 109, or was it the 108? I don't remember. Or you can get Loveland. Just a massive range of players there. Yeah,
the RJs, the Johnsons, the Ibukas, the Loveland, the Warren, the Golden, the Darts. And that's the same for the 202. I would probably... I don't know, like at the 109, I probably would be open to a tear down. But I think the way I might want to run this team to get it into a competitive state is I'd like to run these picks from the 105 to the 202 as a rookie draft pick And then I might be interested in trading these middle picks for veterans to kind of fill out the rest of the roster. But if you are to stick and pick, you will definitely be in like the Burden. So maybe, Burden, Higgins, Besh, Harris range. Maybe what you can do is you can actually pick all the way up to the 206. And then that 207, maybe we can flip that into trading for a vet. I think maybe that is the best combination. But we can also look at like a 109 tier down. Are you with me?
Yep. Yeah, I'm there. I'm listening. There with you. By the way, Steven, we got that playbook. You're on the list. I just refreshed. Want to double check that
great.
you are live.
We'll
Big
get to
vegan
yours
beef.
today, then.
So we'll definitely get to yours today. Once again, anyone that does sign up, I think we have two more spots here. You will be getting your playbook within the next 24 hours. Okay, so keep that in mind as we are doing that here today for you. But yeah, I get your thought process, trying to tier back, staying within that same tier of pooled players, maybe having somebody else make that decision for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of essentially what I did today. I was at the 107, tiered back to I tiered back to the 108 and 110 and got some value there as well.
So why don't we try and find players that have these picks? So the 111 here, for example, the 111 has. I'd love to get a Rashee Rice with this team. Like, can we go to the 111 and grab Rashee Rice and then send them like our future first? That kind of puts you straight into a contend, but you're still going to land maybe a Johnson or a Harvey, but then you're going to add a Rice. It depends on what this person thinks of Rashee Rice, right? If they're a Rice guy like me, they're not going to entertain it. If they are nervous about him and want to get off of him, then they could entertain that. But I'm not going to tear down for... I mean, I guess we could think of Shakir, but I'm not going to do it for Gesicki or anything else.
Sorry, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I'm okay with the 111 Shakira. Once again, you're still staying in that same tier, getting a player that's going to fill that, and you're getting a vet that can fill into the flex if something does happen.
You're probably going to have to send the 209 to do a deal like that, though. Or maybe like a future third or something.
Yeah, either one, I'm happy. I think that 209 is right outside that range. Like, if the two ends are not there anymore or the blues aren't there, then I'm totally okay to get Shakira. I guess it just, once again, depends on how you view Shakira, Jay. I'm a big Shakira guy. Zach is not so much, so like that values are a little bit different. So I can definitely understand that.
So the 110 has a 201. I'd love to give them like, even if I had to send the 205, I would do this, to get into that range where I get the 110 and the 201. You're going to move back one spot, but you're going to get into a range that we really love there at the 201. I love that. Look, obviously, if you can do it just for the 209, you can start there. If that doesn't work, you can start with the 207. Afterwards, you can try the 207. And if that doesn't work, of course, we can go all the way up to the 205. The 112, we have not seen. Here it is. I mean, what do you think about the 112 and like a Cortland Sutton?
112 Portland.
He's worth like a mid to late second anyway.
I like that. I like that deal.
That helps you contend right now. And let's not go to the 201 because we've already talked about the guy who has a 110 and the 201. Then at the 207...
Pretty sure he has the 201 if I'm not mistaken, by the way.
He has a 202.
Oh, 202, excuse me. You're right.
At the 207, I'd love to get like an Adams. Maybe the 209 is more Evans range now, or like a Godwin range there at the 209. One of those. But Adams definitely makes sense to me.
Jerry, I think you like Jerry.
Yeah,
I don't think
Jerry's a great one.
I personally like Portland Sutton there, even though we have him even though we have him in that range.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think
a big Sutton guy, but I can see that.
I would also say specifically for the 209, not like the 207. I'll be okay with a Shakira as well. But that's probably about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument for Tyreek for any of these picks as well, depending on the Tyreek Hill owner is probably not going to sell him for a second in most leagues. But they also need to be aware you're probably not going to get an early second for him anyway. So
Exactly.
they have to make that decision on their own. But that's probably the route I would take, man. You get a combination of a little bit of both of these. I think you're going to be walking away very happy. Like I said, imagine it goes Travis and then Henderson and then let's say Harvey, or you move back for one of these deals and, you know, you end up with a combination of Igbuka or, you know, Caleb Johnson or whatever the case may be. You land a Burden or a Higgins or a Besh, and then you end up trading these picks away, or like the Rashee Rice deal will be clutch. The Devontae Adams move with those late seconds. You absolutely can build out a monster with this team. So, Jay, I would love to hear any other questions that you might have.
Yeah.
So please let us know.
This is a good team, Jay. I think you're right in the mix there. We both love Bo Nix as well. I think just solidifying another wide receiver as well. But like Zach said, getting either the combination of Hunter, Travion, or Ted and Quinshon, I think is going to be a win-win because you're filling two spots that you need, and then, you know, one of those tight ends at that 109, 202 range.
Only other thing I was going to explore real quick is like, see, the 111 doesn't have a tight end, so it doesn't make sense to add that into the deal. I'm still looking here. The 110 has Laporta. He's not going to do a deal with Laporta. So there's really not like an option to add a tight end to any of these deals. But what you could do is if you end up not being able to trade these seconds, you could look at like the Mason Taylors of the world there. But it's not a tight end premium, so I think you're fine to kind of roll and see what Kincaid can give you in year 3.
Yeah, you can either roll it or you can just go with like the Loveland or Warren. I think I'm on the train with that. Warren is going to produce more for you year 1. I could be completely wrong on that, but that's where my gut's telling me, especially with that draft capital and everything that I've been hearing out of that facility there. But appreciate you, Jay. Thank you so much once again. You'll be receiving your playbook in the Flog Fantasy message system. In the next 24 hours. I got to send you your other 2 that I did, so you're going to be receiving 3 in the next 24 hours, and we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Very kind. You are our top donator on the Flock site this month so far. Appreciate you, man.
Do it again.
So is Big Laughter here with us? Because actually, you know what? I remember him sending me a message. Let me get this. And I just remember this. He sent me information. Let me find it.
Okay.
Because he sent me the ID for his Flea Flicker League. It's a Flea Flicker League.
Okay.
Where in the world did I see this? I had this saved somewhere. All right, give me a second.
Big vegan.
Okay, here it is. I got it. So I'm gonna send you his,
and then I can
That's his.
We can have a look at that team.
We'll have to do it through KTC.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't know if we're gonna get Flea Flicker. Hopefully, we get that soon in the future.
All right, so we've got that here. We know that he has Penix,
his
Lawrence,
team name
Mayfield.
Is Mind Wolves. Team 4.
So he's ranked 4th overall is what it looks like. Now, unfortunately, KTC, or maybe you haven't set your draft order, but KTC has not shown.
He does have his picks on that little screenshot that he sent us, but we don't have anyone else.
You know what else? He uploaded like a document. I'm going to put this on the drive.
Okay.
This is shout out to anybody on like Flea Flicker or MFL or whatever. We always do our best to give you the best review possible. I'm going to open this with Google Sheets, and I think this might be a complete. Yes. Okay, so we have all the information here. So we actually don't even really need to use KTC. Okay, cool. You have that? You can open that too?
Yes, I can. All right, let me just get his stuff up. Big Laughter is your name. Thank you so much.
Mind and Wolves is the team name too.
Mind and Wolves, that is correct. Okay, Let me just make sure and read this context here and let you guys know this is a one quarterback, 12 team start 9.
He's already done his draft as well, which we can see
Okay.
there.
So one quarterback, 12 team start 9. So that's our middle ground. That's how the lineup is going to look like in his league. And let's have a look at this team for you guys. At the quarterback position. Oh, actually, mine will. So you said, I'm assuming his team didn't, his draft didn't. Oh, he says rookies. Oh, he did do the rookies.
Yeah, because if you look at the document, it
Okay,
says.
I'm looking at. I was looking at KTC and I was like, I don't think it.
Jordan James.
Yeah, I don't think it shows on KTC. Anyways, I'll read it off of KTC, just because it's easier. But I'm pretty sure you'll have that document up there. At the quarterback position, Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix, and Trevor Lawrence. I think that's an okay quarterback room, one that you can go in and compete with today. At the running back position, Josh Jacobs, CMC, Tootin, J.K. Dobbins, and then a bunch of other running backs. So you have Josh Jacobs and CMC starting going into this year. You can start up to 5 wide receivers in this league: Jamar Chase, Drake London, A.J. Brown, and Mike Evans. I guess it kind of falls off there depending on what Jawan Jennings looks like when Stephon Diggs is going to come back
this year.
Yeah, so there's definitely opportunity there with Jonnu Smith and Dallas Goedert there as well.
So I like this team. I mean, you think about it's one quarterback, right?
Yes.
How did you determine that? Where did he say that?
It's on the back end on.
Oh, is it? Okay.
On the block site.
Okay, cool. So just wanted to double check. So one quarterback, start 9. I think you've got a great roster here. If you think about it, you can start, let's say, Baker Mayfield for now, then Jacobs, McCaffrey, Chase, London, A.J. Brown, Mike Evans, Diggs, and then Jonnu Smith. And then you still have names like Jennings on your bench, Coker on your bench. These quarterbacks, obviously. You're adding Luther Bird in there, Bashul Tootin on your bench, Brashard Smith if he becomes anything, if Nick Chubb signs somewhere, if J.K. Dobbins signs somewhere and gets the Tinder matched or whatever. I like this. I like this a lot. I think this is actually a pretty good team. Now, you don't have any information on like your future draft picks here, but it looks like KTC has some information on it. It looks like you have your own first in both of the next 2 seasons, which is great. So you're not really lacking for draft capital necessarily. I like this team. Honestly, I like it a lot. I would probably put this like strong B+. I think you're a really good tight end away from an A-, and maybe some younger running backs to carry the torch when Jacobs and McCaffrey aren't reliable at some point. But yeah, I think this is a great team.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And we can kind of
we're definitely contending.
Yeah, I would say that we're definitely contending. We can talk through some of these admin stuff, which is untouchables right now. I only see Jamar Chase as an untouchable. The holds, a couple guys, I guess you can say, Michael Penix, Trevor Lawrence, Luther Burden, you could put as a hold there. And I guess Bashul Tootin, we can also put as a hold unless Zach, you have somebody else.
I like Coker as a hold. I like Tootin as a hold. I like the other names that you said as well.
Okay, and then drops, Raheem Mostert, you can drop. I would also say you can drop Sincere McCormick. You can drop Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford. You can also drop if you wanted to. I would say you can drop the Michael Wilson. You can drop as well. I want to see what Deontay Johnson's going to do in that offense, even though it's nothing crazy. I doubt anything's going to happen, but I would just rather hold him just
Sincere McCormick is an easy drop, though.
Yeah, there's so many easy drops in a different perspective where you can just wait and see specifically on Deontay Johnson. But yes, I think that is all adamant. I think draft capital, I think we said just a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a B flat because of his future value. But all right, we can go straight into the draft board. Excuse me.
Last time he mentioned we did a playbook for him. We were talking about whether he should go in or out, and we basically said something along the lines of, you got to make the decision, and we gave a pathway on how he could go in, and he's taken a lot of those steps already to go in. Full transparency, like looking at this, I'm not sure there's much that we can do outside of maybe like move a quarterback and if someone needs quarterback, and maybe we can pivot off of AJ if the right pivot is there to get a little younger as we contend, and maybe we can. The only other option is like tearing down from a London or a Chase to figure out the tight end spot. And I will say, I don't think you need to make any move. I think you can go into the season with this team and contend, but those are the 3 moves that I can think about doing. We'll talk about your draft haul real fast. You ended up with Luther Burden, Tootin, Jordan James, Brashard Smith, and Savion Williams. Really, really like the Burden, Tootin, Smith side of this, and Jordan James is a great addition specifically for your team that has Christian McCaffrey. You're one injury away from him and Isaac Correndo potentially having opportunities in a very good Niners offense. So that makes a lot of sense. Gave you a B- there. Now, as we look through the teams, is there any team that needs quarterback help? Anyone at all that we can point to? No?
Let's have a look here.
Burrow. This guy's Burrow. This guy's Brock Purdy. Dak Prescott. Patrick Mahomes.
Something Wolves.
Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen.
This is we should do like a league that has like animal themes. Like everyone. I don't know if you're seeing this. Tiger.
Yeah.
Bulldog, Wolves, Bumblebee.
Unfortunately, no one really needs quarterback help. So I think that idea is kind of thrown out the window. So the only other thing I could think of is if we wanted to tear down from Jamar Chase. And I would only do it for like a very select few amount of receivers. For example, it would have to be like a Thomas, Puka, Amon-Ra, Nico. Maybe JSN, Lad, if the right offer was there. But I wouldn't tear down too far. And the only reason we would do that is to really get an impact tight end. So I'm curious if there's any wide receiver needy teams that are good at tight end. For example, this first team, they have Loveland. I think Loveland Neighbors I would be open to.
Okay. Loveland Neighbors.
I'm not sure that's enough, and I'm not sure that anybody wants to trade Malik Neighbors from their team, so that might not work, but that was the first thing that came to mind. I wouldn't tear down to Marvin. I'm not going to do like some Marvin and, multiple first. No, we want to contend right now. This guy is Trey McBride and Puka Nacua. See, that kind of deal I'd be willing to pay up for. So like a Puka Nacua plus a Trey McBride. And we could probably offer we could offer something. I'm just trying to figure out what that something is.
I mean, I would be okay to throw in a name like Luther Bird in there, personally.
I'd rather it be Mike Evans, but...
Sure.
But if that doesn't work, I'm also not 100% opposed to see if you can get it done for 2 future seconds or something.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I don't want to undersell
Chase,
but there's no tight end premium here.
Yeah. But if you do sell Chase, you tier down, and then you get a position that is well in need for your team in Trey McBride, which would be pretty significant. And then you're easily put into a contender mode if a trade like this does go down for you.
Yeah, the other easy one is like Bowers and Lab McConkey.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm not even sure if you can get that done with 2 future seconds. I wouldn't be opposed like a first round and a second round pick swap if you could get something like that done, but you certainly can't get Brian and Brock. I just don't know how far you can push it. And those are going to be the main teams that make sense because we don't want to tear down too far and we want the tight end to really make an impact. Like, I guess Warren and Jefferson goes without saying, but you're just going to have to find someone who's obsessed with Jamar Chase in order to do something like that,
Yeah.
So like Tyler Warren, and then let's say you send like 2 future thirds or something to get it done. I don't know. You know, maybe you send a second in that deal. But Laporta owner doesn't have a wide receiver we want to tear down to. We're not going to do Terry and Kittle. That's a joke. So yeah, nothing else really. If the Amon-Ra owner had something, maybe, but they don't. So a little bit limited there, but there's definitely some options. And then with AJ Brown, I just feel like if we can pivot a little bit, I'm open to it. So like at this point, if you can turn AJ Brown into Travis Hunter or T-Mac, you know, I'm doing that. I don't know about you, Badaki.
Yeah. Yeah. For Travis Hunt, yes, I'll be okay with that. I'm a little bit more hesitant on Ted McMillan. I just have a little bit more confidence in Travis Hunter, but maybe that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, I can see that.
Another thing,
Marvin, I wouldn't mind going to, or even Ladd. You know, Marvin Harrison, Ladd McConkey. Any of these are, if they're available, I would do them. But in a lot of leagues, they're not available. But that's really the main ideas I have. Do you have anything else?
look, the other thing I can think of is it just depends on how your league views CMC, and I think all these guys are in the same tier. But like, can I quote unquote tier down to the Chubas? Once again, all depends on how your league views CMC.
Yeah.
Some people are seeing CMC and he's like, this is Christian McCaffrey. I'll pay an arm and a leg for him. Can I tear down to Chuba Hubbard? Can I tear down to RJ Harvey, James Cook, and get something on top?
I don't think you can tear down to Harvey or Caleb, but you might be able to do a straight swap.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can tear down.
Keeping yourself younger, but look, obviously, a big laughter. You'll probably know better with your league mates. If somebody's willing to pay an arm and a leg for CMC, can you get RJ Harvey plus a second, plus a third, plus a small little throw in? I doubt it. Yeah, I agree with Zach. I don't think so. But if your league is like that, I'm happy to then pivot to get younger, and continue to get younger essentially. But
yeah,
this is probably it. I think with a league like this, keep it simple. You have all the tools that you need already, and you did exactly what you need to do with your draft. Getting Luther Burden at the 205 is a massive steal in it, in itself, right? I mean, we've only seen him go as late as the 202 in our league so far. So getting him at the 205 is huge.
Yeah.
But other than that, you should be receiving your playbook within the next 24 hours on the Flock Fantasy Message System with everything that we drew up here today, customized to your team. So thank you so much for your support, man.
Appreciate you big time. We have right now one more playbook in the queue, but we have time for more if you guys are looking to get a same day live review. No pressure at all to submit one, but I will say, if you want your playbook, which is a customized game plan for your offseason. So we just reviewed a team, right? But that person's also going to get this playbook afterwards. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock site. You'll get a voucher in your account. Just make sure you choose Zach and Badaki when you get that team review, and make sure you make it the live tier if you want it shown on the stream. Otherwise, no problem with having an offline version. Some people prefer that. With your offline playbooks, I'm individually going through them and pretty much writing up an article of your team and my thoughts on it. So completely up to you, but Big Vegan Beef right now looks like the last playbook we will do today, unless there's any other submissions. So shall we?
Yeah, man. Let us know. I think Steven or Stefan, if I'm not mistaken, if you are here still with us, thank you so much for your support. Let's have a look at this team here for you. I'm just doing some quick admin things. Okay, 1 quarterback, 12 teams start 9, so that is our middle ground in this format here, which I'll put in the chat. Steven, okay, awesome. And that is in the chat. Please jump in at any point in time with any context or anything that maybe it seems off on our end. He says, hey guys, you did a review pre-draft, now wanted to get your take on moves to make to compete. Guys, with Saquon is interested in Amon-Ra, should I try to tier up from an elite piece and need help at running back? What would you do to win if this was your team and your team name is the Sheriff? Okay, let's have a look at this team. Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff. Good quarterback room. getting a QB3, I would say is pretty important in our eyes. That can be really low. Send a third for Stafford or something. See what you can do at the running back position, excuse me. Hampton, Brees, Tootin, Brian Robinson, and a bunch of other running backs. I think this is a strong running back room, especially you acquiring Amarion Hampton. Even if that doesn't work out, you have Brian Robinson. You can start up to I think it's 5 wide receivers in a league like this. Yes, Amon-Ra, Travis, Devonta, Worthy, and Jack Bech or Chris Godwin is your starting 5, with Bech, Kyle Williams, Savion all on the bench there. Sam Laporta, Tucker Kraft as well at the tight end position in a .5 tight end premium. And you do have another first in 2026.
It's not your own, but we can play around with it.
No, I think if I remember correctly.
Or was this a high valued first?
His team was pretty bad. I think maybe this is the team that I was like, I think this is going to be a top 3 pick.
Yeah, I think I remember that too, actually.
And I think we kind of were going back and forth. I was like, I think even though it's not.
No, I see it now. Don't trade that pick.
Don't blink. I think I remember it. Anyways, let's go through some admin stuff. And let me just remind myself, you said guy wants Saquon. With Saquon is interested in Amon-Ra. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. But let's go through some admin, like I said. Untouchables here. I guess Amon-Ra St. Brown we would put there. And then probably about it. I would say that future first still, right? That first round pick in 2026. Obviously, we can definitely still trade that if we wanted to. But we'll put that there as of now. Holds. A lot of your rookies that you drafted, right? Amarion Hampton, Travis Hunter. You can even put Jack Bech into that hold category if you wanted to, and Bashul Tootin as well. So I'll put those 4 into the hold category. And drops, which I think there's a couple guys you can drop: Antonio Gibson, Jahan Dotson. You can even drop, I guess, QJ if you really wanted to, or Deontay Johnson as well. Like I said, I do want to keep Deontay just to see what he does. He can easily be the wide receiver 2 in that offense, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case, depending on the quarterback position. But that's kind of where I am at right now.
So, first off, just on the Saquon idea, I'm not loving it, just because I feel like if you move off into Amon-Ra, your wide receiver room is just so weak, and I definitely love Saquon from the perspective of like trying to contend this year, but I would argue that if you make that trade, you're going to be even more imbalanced than you want to be, right? Like it almost like creates a disbalance in the in the lineup. But I think Amon-Ra I would rather just keep at this point with the way your running back room looks like. But overall team grade, if I think about this, you're starting Mahomes, Hampton, Brees, Amon-Ra, Travis, Laporta, and then you have to start 3 more names: Devonta Smith, Xavier Worthy, and I guess we'll flex Tucker Kraft. But you also have names like Jack Bech, Chris Godwin, Kyle Williams. You have Brian Robinson, who is flexible as well. I think now that the draft is over, it's just all about, number 1, in a tight end premium, how much can I get for Tucker Kraft? Number 2, can I sell Stevenson for something? Can I sell Brian Robinson for something? I think those are the main moves. And then does anyone need a quarterback? I think outside of that, not a lot of moves I would envision here. I am looking at your waiver wire. Dylan Gabriel's not interesting to me in a 1 quarterback. I do like Phil Maffa as a potential pickup off the waiver wire, for freezies. Miles Sanders, worth picking up just to see what he can be with the Dallas Cowboys. Probably nothing burger. I actually think I would pick up Keenan Allen as well, because if he signs somewhere, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up having some role this year. So those are the main pickups post-draft. I think you had a great draft. Just had to look at it myself while Badaki was doing his thing. Obviously, Hampton and Hunter are your highlight stars here that you got in the first round, but incredible additions to this team. definitely needed additions to this team. Hampton becomes your RB1. Travis becomes your wide receiver 2 in my rankings. And you got a lot of great depth at running back like Tootin, Hunter Brooks. I love that you got 2 my guys and Jack Besh and Kyle Williams. I gave you an overall A grade. I think you executed the draft really well. And now it's all about... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just looking at his old playbook, which I sent that to you. And you had the 102, 103, the 211. Did you get back into this draft, or did you send did you get some more picks? Because you have a lot of picks now. Because looking back at this, you only have 4 picks before.
Yeah.
So picks were falling. Right. It's a shout out to you guys in your rankings. Picks were falling for extra value. That's crazy. Yeah. So what, you got like Jack Besh at what? The 211 or something? Bashul Tootin in the 3rd? I traded with my 25 first. So 26 first for the 205.
This was your playbook pre-draft.
Yeah. So he said I traded my 26 first for the 205, the 201, and the 203. And the 27 third.
Wait. Right. You traded your 26 first for the 205, 201, and 304.
So you essentially traded that for then...
I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah, and look, I've been in your position, Steven. There's so many people. I was at the 201 and the 205.
Who did you land at the 201, though?
Yeah, I don't get who you landed at the 201. He said, oops, 210. Okay, so you traded your 26 first to the 205 and the 210, which I'm assuming was then Jack Besh and then Bashul Tootin.
Brother. I mean, we actually put... I'm looking at your playbook. We said don't move your 26 first.
No, it was Don't Blinks. It was Don't Blinks first.
Oh, yeah. Don't Blinks first. My bad. No, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, look. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused by the trade, to be honest.
I am. I feel if I was gonna say what I was gonna say was like I get at the 201. There was so many people that was like, I want your first. I would try to trade into the first, and they're like until the 201 they say I want your first.
Right.
And because Matthew Golden fell or Tyler Warren fell or something like that, but
it feels like we just turned our first into Besh, Kyle Williams, and like Jarquez Hunter or something.
Yeah. Which I guess it makes sense.
I wouldn't have done. I do love Jack Besh, but I just think that wasn't the move I would have made personally. But
and it makes sense because in your mind, because you were trying to get more depth to go on and potentially compete, because we put like a sleeper / contender for this, maybe just Rookie Fever. Yeah, and that's totally okay. Like it happens. It's not like, look, you got guys that we like, not for the.
You got a bunch of guys I love, but I just don't like that. I feel like we paid way too much.
Not for the price. Yeah, not for the price that you paid. So like, which is once again, not what we would have done, but we're happy that these guys are now on your team. But if you told me you send your first away and you got Matthew Golden and then Jack Besh, that would have softened the blow a little bit. Or Tyler Warren and Jack Besh, I can definitely understand that. But anyways.
Can't go back and change the past, but that's definitely one I would have sent through the site as a trade question before I did it if you were in a slow draft, but it is what it is. Like I just feel like we probably could have turned that first into something a little bit more impactful as a contender here now. But overall, like I do think we can contend with this team. Talking about the pathways here, I definitely think we can contend. A combination of Mahomes, Hampton, Hall, Amon-Ra, Travis, Smith, Worthy, Godwin, Besh, Kyle, Laporta, Kraft. There's definitely enough there to contend. So I'm definitely open to that conversation. He says, wanted to get your take on who to pick up on waivers if I drop Antonio or Jahan. Definitely you can drop Antonio. I know, Badaki, you've already gone through this, but Antonio, Jahan, definitely droppable. And, those names that we mentioned there, Phil, Sanders, Keenan, I would pick up. But Sanders, who owns Henderson? Can we send them Henderson and make this, some sort of interesting trade? Can we find our way into Trey Benson or Sutton or even Jonnu? I'm not opposed to, but So, like, what picks do we have in the future again?
We have the
We don't have many, but
he just has that 26 first. He doesn't have his seconds either.
can you send Stevenson and Jonathan Brooks for Trey Benson, for example? You know, do you not need to send that much? Can you only send Stevenson and, you know, a third? Is that possible? You know, that's the type of deal I think you could potentially pursue to try and move off of Ramondre. And I looked at the playbook. It was something that we suggested before the draft as well. We were looking to sell Stevenson, but obviously it's going to be harder now. Maybe you weren't able to get anything done. We'll just keep seeing if there's any options out there. Yeah, just thinking this through. Is there any team that needs a quarterback? In a one quarterback league, the answer is probably no, but I just want to check here. This guy has Stroud. Like, I wonder if you could send Mahomes away for like a Ken Walker. Probably not without a need on that team. That's the tough part. None of these teams need quarterback. Maybe the guy who has Caleb Williams and Russell Wilson. Maybe you could, you know, talk him into like a Mahomes. Would you do like a Mahomes Pearsall swap or something? Mahomes Golden.
So yeah, I mean, who was it for? Caleb, you said?
Mahomes.
This is one quarterback. Sorry, yes, you're right. 100%.
So yeah, like a Matthew Golden would be great to add to your team. You can rock with Jared Goff as your starter. Golden, maybe you can get Ricky Pearsall and something. Like maybe we can make this a 2-for-2. Pearsall plus, let's say Pearsall plus Scadaboo or something.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then we get, and then we send, rather, that's what I meant to say. We send back a Stevenson.
Yeah,
that's actually perfect.
One of those guys we were trying to sell, Stevenson or
now.
Yeah, just Stevenson.
Post draft, who needs tight end? Because Kraft is going to be enticing most likely to them. A sort by tight end. This guy has Kelsey. He has a terrible team. Let's keep looking. The guy who you have his first round pick for. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, even though he needs tight end. You could maybe go like Metcalf. Metcalf's affordable for Kraft. Metcalf or Terry. Metcalf is a hard guy to trade, which makes him a little bit easier to buy. Don't mind like a Chuba Hubbard deal either.
Yeah.
That's probably in that range. And that guy
I
needs
think
tight
Chuba
end.
Hubbard feels more value there.
No one else really needs a tight end here. So I think those are your main options. And then Brian Robinson. Honestly, at this point, I think he becomes a little bit of a hold as you're trying to contend. You don't have your first and 26, so that depth is nice. I don't think the upside is there, but he's certainly like a safe depth starter.
Yeah, I mean, some guy wouldn't even take the 212 for that guy. So I don't know what was his problem.
That's because he would become my RB6. No, thank you.
I really don't know what that guy problem was, but he didn't want it. So like, you're right. Zach's right. It's best to hold. Brian Robinson, starter running back for the Washington Commanders, an ascending offense.
Certainly, if he's your third best running back, not if he was your RB6.
But please, Steven, jump in at any point in time. Unfortunately, he did sell you first. That's okay. You still got guys that we do like, not for the price that we'd have liked. But please let us know if you have any last minute questions. You should be receiving your playbook here within the next 24 hours in the Flock Fantasy message system. Customize everything that we drew up here today. But this team is good. I think some things that we should definitely go through is pathways. I would probably say you're still in that same boat. I would definitely say you were a sleeper soft contend before. I think you are bumped up a little bit more to a soft contender, or maybe just a straight contender. The last team grade that we gave you was a B-. I think this definitely does help your team. It's like a B+.
Yeah.
Type of range, especially with additions, maybe even A-. And the draft capital that we also gave you was an A minus with all those drafts. But now with your only 26 first, which is not even yours, and having no other picks in 26, maybe this is more of a C plus B minus type of range. He said, try to sell B, Rob Stevenson, Devonta Smith, but no takers. Hopefully that moves make sense in 12 months. Yeah, honestly. Look, and I have big hopes for Jack Besh. Like, I'm a big Jack Besh believer.
I think he could be monumentally underrated. I agree.
1,000%. I really believe in that.
That's why he's my guy,
He can definitely take off. Once again, is it the price that we wouldn't have wanted to pay? Probably not. But you do have some high upside players, right? Jack Besh, Jarquez Hunter. If Calvin Williams goes down, I know Blake Form's still there, but Shul too. And a lot of people are saying Etienne and Tank Bigsby aren't going to be there anymore or irrelevant. But appreciate you. Says, thanks guys. If I sell Mahomes, should I pick up a random from the waiver wire? Sure. I think that's totally fine to pick up somebody random off the waiver wires. Let's have a look to see who's.
Yeah, I looked at it. Would probably be like Kirk Cousins or Dylan Gabriel. It's not much.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much.
They're worth picking up in that scenario.
Yeah, 100% worth picking up just to have somebody else just in case, or maybe roster both of those guys to just have in your back pocket there. But appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, appreciate you too. We had a playbook come through, but I don't know if it's offline or online, and my keyboard just died.
Okay, I'll have a look at this playbook here. I do have an appointment at 2, so you can definitely do that one.
Yeah. If it's live, I'll do it. If it's offline, we'll end the stream.
It's Wolfman, and he did put a offline playbook here, which if you are here with us, Wolfman, and you just submitted it, you're more than welcome to upgrade that. All you have to do is donate the $7 super message.
The Flock site, yeah.
If you are here with us,
no pressure,
if not, you most likely be the first one if you do upgrade, if these other guys don't upgrade tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give a couple seconds here to see if Wolfman is with us or not. But
yeah. Just for you guys to know, I won't be here tomorrow, which means all your playbooks that you got in here today or yesterday will be sent out tonight, my time, which means tomorrow morning you should be having all your playbooks. And keep in mind, any playbooks that Zach does tomorrow will probably be like a 1 or 2 days delayed because I'm going to be recovering, but they should be out latest by Monday your time. So keep that in mind.
So Badaki is getting gallbladder surgery. So thoughts and prayers for him. And send some love his way over the weekend. He'll be recovering, and then he'll be back with us, ready to go next week. But yeah, I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Appreciate y'all big time. I have a video coming out tomorrow that was requested. BDGE does great work. And there's a video that he made where he basically went through how he used all of his draft picks. And some of you guys requested I made that video. That video comes out tomorrow. So excited for you guys to watch that video. I'll break down how I use every pick, the reason why, the trades that I made, and all that stuff. So check that out. And then the last thing is, if you haven't subscribed to our redraft channel, I know we're pumping it a lot, but that's because we're about to start pumping out content over there. So definitely I'll spam that. Go subscribe to the Fantasyland Football channel. First video comes out Monday of the year. First video of the year. And outside of that, we'll see you guys soon. Nothing but love.
Love.